oh man, she gonna make me do something that I don't want to do. One of them is gonna make me do
and
something.
And it really depends on what it is. Like who's tripping. You really gotta have that objective nature. Like, all right, you're tripping, wife. You're tripping, mom.
Right.
Because I've done that with my Aunt Mel. I've done that
with my siblings.
But I can't.
Like my nigga, this is my wife.
Yeah. What are you talking
nigga,
about?
fall back.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Or what are we sitting here talking about?
This is not a point of discussion. You know what I mean? Like we already married, bro. Either you win or
I made my choice.
Bro, either you win or you out.
For sure. Yeah, man.
That would be a fun topic to talk about. We're going to get into that for sure. My guy got a little less than an hour. Sorry, man. We got started mad late. Family Room Podcast. It's episode 58. Jesse always know.
No.
Episode 58. I'm Mike Rome.
Stefan Rome.
Jesse Williams.
And long awaited. We've been trying to get this dude on the podcast since the podcast started, man. We 58 episodes in, almost to 60. And we finally got him on the podcast, my guy Jotham.
What's good, man? What's good?
Appreciate you finally falling through. Up and down the coast, all up and down California, back and forth from the Bay Area to Southern California. Man, we finally got him to stop through for a good hour and come chop it up with us.
I know we did a pie, you and me, like
that's right,
about a year ago, and the footage just didn't turn out well, but. Yeah, I've been meaning to. And I like being on podcast. I like talking cash, so.
I feel
you know what I mean?
You get a break away from the mundane, man. Say you gotta be the professional, man, and then talk your cash.
Salute.
Family.
Blessings.
Yeah, you did.
Feels like magic, baby.
Yeah.
And we're off.
Man.
You ought to pick up what we was talking about.
We could. I was just gonna tell y'all, I can't believe like no matter what I do, I seem to file up and forget something.
Before Nipsey Hussle's birthday passed, we should happy birthday to the legend.
Shouted him out on my show.
We miss you and we love you.
East African legend. Let's
Facts.
get that out there.
Yeah, facts.
What we doing with?
Keep that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bro, it's still crazy to me though, bro.
Yeah,
it's still crazy to me. Unlike, not that I think about it every day, but it's days like when we stop and we're like, isn't it his birthday? It's like
a couple weeks ago when I picked up Jesse and went to the open run, I was listening to Nipsey's Breakfast Club interview, and just like what the second one he did, like right after Victory Lap came out, and just like the stuff he was saying, and like I just had to stop. I told Jess, I was like, this shit about to make me cry, bro. I gotta turn this off. And I usually, like, for whatever, I don't know if it was that specific interview or like what I was just extra in my feelings that day, but I listened to his music and his interviews a lot. But just that, at that time, it was like,
it was at those times.
Also, like, for me, like when Nip passed, we were having an event that day, and it was my first like art show where I was like showing off art that I did, whatever, like photos, that kind of thing. And he died right before the show started. Like, yo, we canceled. I said, nah, we just gonna change the whole playlist up. All that came about Nip that day.
Yeah.
When Nip died, that was the first time I cried like in 5 years. So like, I feel like when he passed, it was like a well of emotion that had been like sitting inside of me. That was like, we just gonna let everything out, my nigga. So I was a mess for like 3 days. It was ridiculous.
Same
thing with Kobe. I was like, yo,
it was like,
I took a day off. I was like, nah, I can't be at work.
And wifey was like, she always asked me, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. You know, you'd be like, yeah, I'm okay. And I just had these moments, I just be sitting on the sofa watching something, and I just tearing up. I'm like, she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, he gone. Like, they got him. Like, I never thought it was the same thing, like, this long time ago. But when Michael Jackson died, I never thought of Michael Jackson dying. I just thought of him as Michael Jackson. I thought of him as the music of what he meant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and see, for me,
it's the same thing with Nip. I never thought of him not being here.
I didn't really think about Kobe or Nip like how I thought about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was like, maybe because it was somebody that was like, he was here before I was here, so it was just Michael Jackson's always been around. He's always gonna be around. Yeah. But I was living life before I saw Kobe on the court, and for sure had lived a full life before I heard any Nipsey music. You know what I mean? So for me, it wasn't like they're always going to be here. But for sure, both of them, it was like, this is way, way, way too soon and tragically. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, heavy stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Heavy stuff. I know that matter of fact, that was why, and I don't like that I gave you that information that morning about Kobe. Like, I don't like that. Like, part of me wishes when I called you, was like, you hear about Kobe? And he was like, nah, what? Part of me wishes, like, how, like, when I hit you about Dame, he was like, nah, what Dame's house is? Just hit Dame up, bro. I kind of wish I was like, just Google Kobe, fam. Like, I kind of wish I didn't give you that news.
Yeah.
Knowing how both of you guys are. Because Jesse was like, I don't believe it. Shit ain't true. Nope.
I still don't believe it. I still hashtag tweet I refuse.
Yeah.
Well, I don't tweet hashtag I refuse.
right.
I can't.
Yeah, that was wild because when it happened, I was in New York. I was coming back from visiting homie Nico, and I heard the news. It wasn't confirmed, but I was hopping on a flight back to the West Coast, and when I landed, turned my phone on. So even if I have to sleep the entire time, my phone was just flooded, and it went from a timeline of Kobe's in an accident, not confirming if he's dead, then the timeline of this nigga passed, and so I got like all that information. And I went through all that cycle of emotions like in the span of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was the same thing with me. When Mike told me, Mike hit me. I was like, "Did you hear about Kobe?" I'm like, "Nah." I'm sitting on my sofa, sitting up with wifey, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Mike, this nigga's telling me Kobe gone."
Right.
And then to find out his baby was with him,
and a whole bunch of other
this
kids.
Shit is not real. I'm thinking this is a joke. The internet's on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's crazy, bro. Yeah, shout out to all the ones we love, man. This year's been wild.
Goodness gracious. Well, since we're talking about Kobe, let's get into the basketball. It's probably a game on right now. We should probably put that on in the background and watch it. I mean, we did it last week. But yeah, man. Y'all worried about our Lakers?
Game 1 didn't happen. Game 1 is today. What you talking about? That's all.
Look, he's worried.
I'm not worried. You think I'm worried about a 27 defense overall?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You think I'm worried about two diminutive guards going to somehow beat LeBron James and Anthony Davis? We have the two best players in the court. It's back to Kobe and Shaq. We have the two best players in the court. When in doubt, Wenyen Gabriel's not going to hold Anthony Davis to 8-24 again. That is not happening. Danny Green might trick around and mess up. Then again, he's a child. Look at his haircut. So, like, what are we talking about
He
here?
a baby. We're trying to live the 2K life.
Yeah, he's adamant about that. He don't bring up Danny Green and I'll be like, come on, look at this.
Every time.
Who's taking him seriously?
If he have a good game or a bad game, like, he's still child.
Has he ever shot this poorly?
Last year, he was at everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Finals. I think on the way there, he struggled.
You remember that Spurs series?
If I remember correctly.
The Spurs series, the first one when they ended up losing to the Heat.
Yeah.
He was almost
in the
series
final.
MVP that year because he was hitting
That's right.
everything.
But this is what I'm saying. I think last year at Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, Danny Green struggled until the finals, and then he shot well. I think with the Spurs, I think he had a series where he did not shoot well, and then shot well in the finals. This is not abnormal for Danny Green. Like I've said all year that the Lakers have serious flaws, but I'm not worried. To be honest, if I'm being 100%, I thought that the Blazers would win this game, and I don't think they're going to win another game.
You thought the Blazers would win game 1?
I thought that if there's a game they're going to win, it's going to be game 1.
If
you play that game and then the Lakers find a way to win,
and then the
you just threw your best shot at them and lost.
Yeah, they're not going to win it. If they do win again, it's going to be game 5.
I never felt, and I remember
I just don't think it's going to.
I watched it with D, and I was telling him we went down 18, and I was like, oh damn. But then after we came back and took the lead, right when we took the lead, even though it kept going back and forth, I was confident. I was like, we came back from 18, like we're gonna win this game. And then when we lost it, it was like, fam, like, come on, man. And at first, like I was at Door's house, and I was telling him, I was like, fam, it's my favorite team versus my favorite player. I was like, really, whoever advanced, go beat.
Stop that.
Nah, the Lakers got to advance.
Don't talk like
that's some
Lakers
got to advance.
Because I'm thinking like as a fan of Dame and him being my favorite player, I don't want people to be able to say my nigga got put out in the first round. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to have the Lakers leaving the first round either.
Let's say
more
this.
So.
Let's say this, and I tell everybody this because people going to be like, of course, all these niggas is Laker fans. Of course, they're gonna say this, right? But there's a difference in Laker fans. We're lifelong Laker fans no matter what, and we're very objective about the team. When the Lakers suck, family, I'm like, we suck. I'm not like, we going to get so-and-so. I'm like, it don't look like it's happening. Because there's a lot of Laker fans, they here because LeBron here. It's a lot of Laker fans that's here because they casual fans, and LA is one of the biggest markets in the league.
They're always flashing.
We are lifelong Laker fans that, like, You know what I'm saying? Like, just we go with the shit.
I also agree that Lakers fans are probably like the most annoying fans in terms of the universe. Like, I'm okay with that though.
Yes,
like,
I think it's Dodger fans.
I personally don't like other Lakers fans at all. Period. It's like I get that
because every
that's true. They make us look bad.
Laker fans are the worst because every basketball fan that watches for more than 2 to 3 years, like straight, like consistent fandom, they feel like they know the game, they can ref the game, they know the stats, they know the analytics, so they really be popping shit when they talking about their team. And when you a Laker fan and you got this, they up there. But Laker fans got all of these championships to lay on. You know what I'm saying? So we be like, oh, we got 16 rings, and it's like, my nigga, but y'all ain't make the play. Like, y'all had LeBron last year and y'all missed the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But we got 16 rings. Like, Laker fans are the worst. And unless you're like an objective fan like the four of us, I would say this. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I think in general, I think basketball fans, and really basketball Twitter is the worst. Yeah. And this is my theory. Why? Because everybody at some point has played basketball, right? You've got a shot with your dad, shot with your homies, whatever. Like, so you think you have some understanding because I've played around my homies, right? Like, so if you watch
played a 3 before,
right? So if you watch him, like, oh, Danny Green is trash, and this is why, right? Because you've seen it in front of your eyes, right? You played a game before. Like football fans, I like football Twitter better because it's almost kind of elitist. Because the average person doesn't know, like, yo, they pulled this really amazing stunt on the defensive line, and so that's how they got to the quarterback. And that's why football Twitter is my space. Because I'm like, no one's here. It's just us chickens. You know what I mean?
In football, and most people with football say, I won't do that. I give it up to anybody that would do that. Because most people, like, if I told you they're going to throw a ball at you, 11 dudes going to try to hit you, nobody's signing up for that. Nobody's signing up for that. You know what I'm saying? And most people acknowledge that. They go like, no, I don't want to put on a helmet and go run at that person.
By the way, minus the racism as well, because, you know, football fans use the most racist. But that's neither here nor there.
Probably goes NASCAR and then football.
Right.
And then, actually, hockey fans are pretty chill.
Hockey fans are very chill. Well,
fencing.
Well, they got no niggas in there. So they have no reason to be racist.
That's
like,
true.
They have their own space.
They ain't got nobody trying to, like, take over and dominate their sport.
Ain't nobody coming through on the rowing team. You ain't got the four of us coming through on the rowing team like, what's really?
What's happening?
You was talking about football,
lacrosse team.
And you brought up Twitter. You've always been like big on social media.
Yeah.
What position is that you hold at Twitch?
So I am the head of global social media. So like,
he's the boss.
I am the boss of social media at Twitch.
And it's a social media platform.
It's a social media platform.
So he's the boss.
So you're pretty high ranking over there.
No, there are people above him, but he's the boss.
There's people between me and the top for sure.
For sure, but you are the boss.
Who has the boss and is the CEO. There aren't many layers between me and the top.
What you guys see on Twitch, he's responsible
on
for
the social media. So Twitch is a social media platform in of itself, right? Mm-hmm. But I run social off platform. So everything you see on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, TikTok, we're not on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like that's my world. Everything on platform is not my world, right? That's a completely different universe for programmers and content, whatever. I deal with like the regular people. You know what I mean?
And see, you're somebody that I don't work with kids anymore, but you're somebody that when I did work with kids, I would use as an example because you were somebody who was always big on social media, and then now you work on social media. Like it's like a job, like with just how the world kind of changed. Yeah, created new jobs, and now you're like have a really good job in this new world of jobs. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's wild because I remember we all went to Palomar at some point, right? The JUCO. I remember being in a little like football JUCO room at Palomar in San Marcos. And between class meetings, we spent on their MySpace all day long, like uploading their pictures from the games or whatnot. You know, DMing
everybody in that team room on the computer load their shit up.
Right. Let me see what that pictures I got, or DM the woman. You know what I mean? Like that was the wave. I don't think anyone could have anticipated like that social media would be like this job that it is now. You can make a whole career off it.
Not at all.
Like
nobody thought that. Nobody thought that. No. They thought it was like Pogs and some other shit.
Especially
they thought it was gonna be here and then go somewhere.
Right.
That's true.
Especially for me as a content creator, right? I think about the first like really like, and I work in like the sports world of content creation, right? And so I think about the first like content that you wanted to post of yourself doing sports in high school. And for me, I can't think of anything earlier than screen grabbing your Max Preps picture and posting it on your MySpace, right? Is there anything like earlier than that?
I had a MySpace. I didn't have a MySpace till after high school, right?
I got one senior year.
I think there were other things. Yeah. I remember there was like
I had Facebook in high school. I just never used it.
Mm-hmm. There was like Friendster. There was some other things.
No, there was other. Well, we're talking
about Black Planet.
Black Planet.
Yeah.
Shouts to KD. He been on Black Planet heavy.
Hey, and I'm gonna always show love to AIM, bro. AIM was where it was at. You man,
because that's
AIM was where it was at.
That's when you look, man. That's when you were leaving something for that one person, and everybody that knows you read it and was like, okay, that's for her or that's for him. That's
It was the most annoying meeting a new person, and like the screen name was like capital S, lowercase t. 3, and it was like it was all like that was the most annoying part. But AIM was where.
Oh, so y'all was rich because I never did play on my phone. So
all you needed was a sidekick. All you needed was a sidekick.
Yeah, we got the sidekick. I worked at the church. Got paid on cash. Saved it up to get that sidekick.
I was flip phone Poppy, so
and I was always. You said you was what?
I was flip phone Poppy. So like you know what I mean?
I flip phone daddy.
Man. You know what's funny? Like in getting ready to do the podcast today, I was thinking about because we do story time here, right? So dang, I never sent you the text. I got busy, but before you got to leave and do your call, try to think of a story that like involved at least two of us, like you and Steph, or you and Jesse, or you and me, like you and at least two of us.
Okay.
Try to think of a story. But I was thinking about how senior year,
the Irvine trip.
Which one? Oh yeah, That's a good one.
I was thinking about how senior year would have been if you were there with us, right? And then it got me to thinking about how we hadn't seen Joe because you went to high school with us freshman and sophomore year. Yeah. And you left and went to the charter school junior and senior year. But then what happened with that was like kind of I don't want to really compare it to that, but kind of like what rec league did for me, like charter did for you, like with your athletic confidence, not in football, but basketball anyway. Because I remember we hadn't seen Joe hoop for like a year and a half, and then we seen him at the rec. This nigga had a couple crossovers. He had a cool little jumper now. And I was like,
no. And this the thing. Not like a cool jumper, but confident in it. I've been shooting this. My team passes it to me. They're like, shoot. No, so he getting it like, yo.
I remember what Joe said to us. He said, what? I hold records in my school. Yes. I was like, oh, family.
Yeah, I feel you.
He said, I hold records.
I've never said it, and I don't know if you remember, but Joe crossed me over that day, bro. Because I knew he was mad dominant to the left the last time I seen him play.
Yeah.
Like super dominant. Like I was mad dominant to the right. But I could cross left, get you coming in, and snatch back right and do something with it. Joe was hella dominant to the left. So I'm playing him to the left, and I'm going left, and he snatched it to the right. And I'm waiting for him to come back left, and he never came, and he just kept going. I was like, Joe just crossed me over. Like, Joe got a little bit of game now. What's going on?
We should caveat this by saying, like, one, charter was a trash school. I had no choice but to get better if I wanted to have an enjoyable time.
He said, if I didn't get better, we did not get better.
I was not playing football anymore. So, like, at that point, all of my effort and hours were like, I mean, I might as well put some jumpers up. You know what I mean? Sure.
We used to be outside the crib, the basket y'all had outside the house.
Right. Well, that's
jumpers.
how I remember I went like freshman year where I was like, I didn't play at all, like wherever, like didn't play at all, didn't do whatever, and then I was like, I don't like being not good at things, so I was like, let me just work on my jumper, so I'm at least decent. So like at least I got sophomore, at least I still wasn't good, but at least I got more playing time. Like I wasn't like, okay, Joe, go in. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, yo, game's over, Joe, go in. It's like, oh, hey, Joe, like. Get some quality minutes.
Sub. We need a sub.
Like, that was nice. That's all.
And to be honest, Joe's game always was developing, even after he got out of high school, growing up. Remember when Joe got I don't know. Remember Joe had a jumper.
Yeah, I remember.
Man,
where you got to close out on.
Yeah,
I was like,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
and he knew his strengths, so going to the cup was effective.
Because I remember thinking. The runs when Derek ain't there, we could bring Joe and we still gonna be straight. And that wasn't the case before. You know what I'm saying? If we going to play football, we bringing Joe.
I was a liability.
On the hoop court.
Yeah, I was
we playing football, we bring Joe, put him on whoever we put Joe on. That nigga not gonna get too many catches.
Yeah, that nigga's first string.
Like football's a different story, but basketball was like, we gonna let him run. That's the homie. But it was like we gonna have to.
No. It was like this. It was like that nigga's not gonna get killed, but he might not give us buckets. That's what it was. He's not gonna get killed, and he might not give us a bucket.
His man wasn't gonna score, but on offense, it was like we don't really gotta fix.
Typical football player shit. I can lock up for sure.
I was Tony Allen, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Respect to the legend.
I was Patrick Bev without like occasional outside jumper. Like that's how bad it was. I was like, all right, I'm gonna play defense. I'm gonna foul the shit out of you. You know what I mean?
That occasional, we was like, Joe, no.
Joe, no.
Early. But that's what I said. When he got the jumpers, like, nigga, you gotta shoot that. I'm passing it to you. Shoot it.
I'm still not good at hoop. Don't get me wrong. But like, look, I think it's funny how like kids like.
No, we was at Hayward. You was lucky getting buckets.
Yeah, you posted that video. You get bucks.
You know what I mean? Look, man.
Bucks that day.
Look, got nothing else to do. But
he said, "Got nothing else."
I was hot. I was out there on the one day. I was like, I want to give this not you the man. Yeah, I was like, I want to give this nigga buckets.
So like, we had a dude at my old job who played for San Diego State right before Kawhi was there. But he was there the first, went like deep in the Final Four. He was a starter. But all he was a shooter, right? Shooter. All he couldn't handle the ball, couldn't nothing. Played overseas for like 7 years and came to work at my other job. But like, this shows you how like good a person who's like just a shooter, wasn't that great at at least played overseas compared to an average person.
It's different.
Like different. Boy's like 37, couldn't get past me on my bad knee, right? In terms of how athletic he was. It didn't matter. Boy was a god, bro. Like,
but he didn't miss a shot.
He'll
lean on you.
To get whatever he wanted on the court.
Yeah. It was dumb.
It's like, it shows like the levels. Yeah. Like, niggas like, oh, I can go to the league. Like, no, but you could not go to the league.
Yeah.
You cannot.
If I would have did this, it's different. Those guys don't miss. You can play with me and you, bro. They don't miss.
There was that video of, what was the white dude, like, T-Mac's best friend, who, like, won Rookie of the Year? Mike Miller?
Yeah.
Mike Miller. He coaches at Memphis right now, and there is a video of him giving the work to every single kid there. It's like jab step, pull up, nothing.
He's over here like, I'm the champ. Like, y'all know, like, they do one-on-ones every day, and Mike is giving them bucks, no more than a dribble. You
know what's funny?
5 niggas, man, he took like one dribble on all of them. He'd be like, wow, or just.
It's funny you bring that up. Swag. I was just watching a video of him and Dago guy Boogie Ellis. He was like, I had to let Boogie know who the real shooter is on the whatever. He was like showing like they got a real belt like on the team and everything. Like, fam, I got the belt. You know what I mean? But anyway, so when I was talking about football, when we were talking about you playing basketball, you was like, let's put it in perspective. This is what it was. Da 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 da. So you like humble in that. You know what I'm saying? But I've also with being humble. I've always known you to get a humble brag off like I do. And I promise this is one of my questions that I wrote down that I wanted to talk about. What do y'all think the difference is between cocky, like, because it's a fine line. And I know people have talked about it before, but the difference between cocky and confident.
I'll go first. I think cocky is you go out of your way to bring attention to what you're good at. Like, if we're sitting here talking about like football, basketball, and all type of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. A cocky nigga be like, "Yo, you remember when I did what's the name? Like I did him dirty, right?" Bro, we just talking about football, bro. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Like that nigga wants everybody in here to know that he's good at football. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you all right, bro? A confident person will be like, they'll talk about it like somebody else will bring it up. A confident person will be like, I'm nice on the field, and everybody be like, yup. But I don't got to tell you how I go about it.
If we all in here talking football and I bring up the football that I've played, is that cocky?
Yeah, no. This is what I think. I think the difference between cocky and confidence in my mind is something where your identity somehow hinges on this thing that you find yourself good at, right? So as in, like, I'm really good at social media. That's what I do, bro. I don't think there's a person out there who's a better writer than me when it comes to, like, content and those things. Like, I'm a creative mind, whatever. I'm very confident in that fact. Like, but if you took that away from me, like, I would still be great. I would still be amazing. My life would be amazing. I still think I'm an amazing person because my identity is not built into the fact that I am like a good writer or a good social media person. Yeah. If you are cocky, it's like I think there's a bit of insecurity built in there because you're like, this is all I have, so I'm gonna make sure you know that, like, nigga, I was, you know what I'm saying, nice at hoop. I guess that's what I mean when, like, I'm going to make sure all y'all know that I'm nice at this. Anytime football comes up, I'm like, I used to do that. Hey, yo, I got the record at what's in there. You know what I mean? It's like, are you all right, bro? Like, are you good? Like,
All right, nigga, we know. Like, chances are we sitting here talking about it. Like, we know. Like, I ain't never heard Derrick Jackson telling niggas about what he did on the football field.
How was Derrick Jackson? I had a random thought last week. Like, yo, what are you up to?
We gotta talk about that off though. Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Got you.
From what I've heard, better than what the last thing we heard though.
Okay.
Which is great news.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. I should have checked it at one point.
I feel it.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel
he used to mess with you the long way. Like,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He used to ride with his
That's what I'm saying. I used to walk from our crib on Oak Hill over to his mama house.
It was a
Over
point.
there.
It was a point, bro, where I used to see him pretty much every Friday and Saturday, and I felt like me and him were like I would like go and pick him up, come and sit in the crib while he was sitting there and shower, chilling there with his mom and his sisters. Me and him was real cool, and all the time he'd be like, "Hey, yo, is Steph out the mob?" And I'd be like,
on you, bro.
Yeah, because I was walking.
He really
walking over there chilling. We wasn't doing the chilling. See him like, I mean, he was an Esco nigga, so it was only but so much weakness. But that's real. The Johnny Jeff, all of them, Peter, all of y'all, bro. I mess with y'all. When I see him, I dap them up. Street, both of them. All of them. I mess with all those niggas. There was a problem when y'all was wearing that jersey. It was a problem, bro.
Well, I'm not in the jersey. I'm talking like how they comported themselves as men and members of society.
While they were in high school.
For sure. Even in high school, I loved them. I was cool.
Not Johnny and Jeff though.
Yeah, I agree.
Not Johnny and Jeff though. I'll always give them that. I'll give Johnny and Jeff. Johnny and Jeff have always been 100.
That's fair.
With me.
I'm not saying they didn't be. I'm not saying none of them were not 100. I'm saying we would go to parties, and let's say they were there first, and we would have an issue because we got to that party after they left. They were like, "What did y'all do while y'all were here, bro?"
What
was going on, bro?
But that's not like an OG. That's not like an OG Esco
thing, or something. And now the next group of black dudes is coming through because they're like, hold on.
They were
the last dude here was like, nah,
from my experience seeing them and also hearing things from around town. Of course, this is over 10 years ago, but they were more forward with women than we were.
Fact.
So if they were at a party with us before we were there, they doing what they do, and then they get in there, and if we even just try to, hey, what's up? How you doing tonight? Hey, back up, and it's like it's because of what might have happened before we got here. You know what I'm saying? That's not like an OG versus Esco thing.
I didn't go to parties, so this is beyond me.
That's not like an OG versus Esco thing, though.
OG versus Esco thing was you didn't come to the East Valley Community Center, and we didn't go to the YMCA on Broadway.
And anytime somebody did while we were in high school, somebody had to play 1-on-1, somebody. There had to be some type of game.
Yeah.
Because I remember y'all was always playing against Q and Joey. I was always playing against Johnny and Jeff. Me and Q were like,
we were playing against Theo and whoever was there with him. Like, it was, Me and Jesse used to go up there and be like, "Who's in the gym today?"
Nobody else.
We at the Y, bro. We'll put some shots up, baby. But who's in the Y today? Oh yeah.
But the best part about life about that stuff was integrating with them after high school. You know what I mean? Because once we started partying with Deshaun and them after high school, and now we're investing time with these people that we already knew. You know what I mean? Now we're spending time with them not grown men because we're barely 18, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Outside of now, okay, we're not in school no more. What's happening?
And that's the thing.
What's good with you?
You took away that competitive component.
Exactly. We took the high school aspect out of it.
We were cool with, and if not cool with, knew pretty much everybody over there. Yeah, so it wasn't like a thing to where like we got to high school and it was like
more than 10 black people in Escondido anyway.
That's what I'm saying. And that was my whole thing.
We're not really opposition. When we get on the court, we're opposite. But if I see you in the party, I got you.
In the middle of high school, senior year, when they had this is how I knew that I fucked with them the long way. Pause. Like when they called us and was like, "Hey, we about to get into it.
Yep.
How many of y'all can come rock with us?" And we was like, "Nigga, right now it's just me and Mike. But we gonna pull up, nigga. Where y'all at?"
We were almost home, bro. We were at an Esco football game, and me and Jesse we 06. I think Johnny's 08, Jeff is 09 with Derek. Like, so we had been out of school for, I think this might have been Johnny's senior year, Johnny and Peter and them senior year. And we had a football game, you know what I'm saying? Just up there watching the football game, chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Kicking it with them.
We're not too far removed from high school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we know
especially me, I graduated at 17. We up there, you know what I'm saying? We at the game and we leave, and of course we not in no funk with them. We not in high school no more, and we never went to their school. So we left. We're pretty much all the way almost home. Was it Jeff? I forget who called.
I think it was.
It might have been Johnny. I forget who called, but somebody called and was like, "Yo, we up here at LA Fitness. It's about to go down." Me and Jesse brushed back around. Matter of fact, that was the night you let me borrow the 6'2". Mm-hmm. You let me borrow the 6'2" one of them nights. We turned around, go back up to LA Fitness, and it was almost a real big run when that party.
Shout out to the 6'2", man.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to
a lot of legendary nights in the Mazda 6'2".
Shouts out to the 6'2".
Made a song and everything.
Bumping in search of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
The dip.
That was an era. The dip, man.
Yeah.
That was an era.
Yeah, put a lot of miles, a lot of missions on that whip. A lot of missions on that.
R.I.P.
The COVID.
Kind of got away from social media, but I did want to ask y'all this question. You're not really big on social media, so it might not apply to you. Have y'all ever taken like a social media cleanse? And if you did, like for what purpose did you want it to serve?
Yeah, I do. Well, stuff is real intense, cause I mean, everything I post on my, like, let's say Instagram, I don't really post on my page, on my story. Everything I post on there, it means something to me. I don't post nothing that I don't care about on there. I think that's irresponsible. You know what I mean? But so I've been like, let's say the latest stuff that's going on, I gotta step away for a second because I can't go every single day at people that don't like what I'm posting or doing all that. So I take a cleanse every now and then for my like mental health, bro. Like, especially when stuff is like heavy, just like right after, I'll be like, I'm not gonna be on this for a week. I'm not gonna post
Joe,
this.
Somebody that's always been big on social media. Your job is social media.
Yeah, the way I see it, one, like, Steph uses social in a much more like positive, pleasant way than I do apparently, because I'm a troll for the most part. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to make people mad and whatnot. Like, I actually, for instance, like, I don't.
This for jobs, so I'm trolling for fun.
Right, I don't actually hate the Warriors or Bay Area. I actually love the Bay Area and I think I love watching Warriors. I love hating on them because I think it's funny because their fans get mad. So, as an example, that being said, I've never really I've taken a cleanse, a step away, if you will, but that wasn't because of like what was going on social, so much as like I needed time to like not have outside influences while I was trying to create something or do something, right? Because I think that sometimes when it comes to certain creative work, it's important for me to get away from potential like things that might seep into my work, for good or for bad, because nothing's ever made into a vacuum, right? But at the same time, like, you don't want to be overly like,
influenced by anyone. Yeah.
My job is social. Which by the way,
that's why for your job you would have to take a step back.
I fully agree with that, bro. Like, for me, with I mean, everybody know like I make like basketball mixes and all of that. For me, like, cash, bro. I really took a step with like my editing and how I create my videos when I unfollowed all of the people that I thought were super dope, except for one dude that I know personally, because I was like, I'm not gonna unfollow my bro. You know what I'm saying? But other than him, everybody. And it wasn't nothing personal. It was like I was watching, like I would find myself watching, like creating my videos, and I would kind of get like in a, like, for lack of a better term, like a writer's block, but I'm creating a video, but like a writer's block, and I'd be stuck. I'd be like, man, I don't really know what I want to do. And I'll go on Instagram and go and look at all these people that I think are super dope and try to do what they do, but I'm not quite as good as them yet, or I don't have the same software that they have, so I can't really do what they do. Right. And so if I'm trying to replicate what they're doing, it's just gonna look like a bad version of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I unfollowed all of them and just was like, I'm gonna just however I create, if I'm in a block, I'm gonna just stop until I'm inspired again, and then I'm gonna go back to it. Right. And that's when I really like took a step, started making more money, and my videos like started looking more dope.
And I think all creation comes from like, it's from like we were just talking about with Nico. It comes from a certain place, and you could feel that. That's tangible when you see something. Like, The reason, like, I tell me and wifey talk about this all the time. I just want to go see people being great at whatever it is. I don't care if it's the opera. I don't care whatever it is, because it's a feeling it gives you.
Hey, I love that.
When I see somebody, when I see what Nico
in their bag, I get chilled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I see Nico, when he posts something, I know his work because I feel a way. When I see your work, I know your work because I feels the way. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe saying, like, I know this nigga personally. Like, we know this nigga personally. When he tweets something or when he does something, like, I know where it's coming from. It's a feeling it gives you. Like, regardless of the art, what the visual is, it's like where it came from is what you feel. And that's different. Like, and all of that could give you, it ain't like, oh my God, he got this dope. You might get like an idea to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not creative in that space. I was telling you how I feel. I don't know how y'all niggas just create stuff out of nothing. I don't know how that happens. You know what I'm saying? But just, I get chills when I see that shit because I'm like, when I can't do it, it's like, where does this come from?
And that's why for
you
me,
felt that, you saw that, you visioned it.
They did that and made it touch somebody, and I can relate to them trying.
And that's why. And I remember Jesse and I would have this conversation all the time, and sometimes it would turn into a debate. It would turn into a debate. I remember telling him, like, Jesse would tell me like how he would feel watching Kobe, and I would tell him how I would feel watching like Wayne or Hove on stage. Because for me, it was like, number one, like something like lyrics that came from your head. Like, of course, words have been created, but you formulated them in this manner to make people love it.
And set them this way, and
set them to this beat and this melody, and in this way to where the whole world loves it and wants to recite it with you. And now you're on stage, and 20,000.
You ain't even gotta say a word.
20,000 know every single word that came from your brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting chills right now. That's always been like the dopest thing in the world to me. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, like, creating is just like there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, I'm just not super creative like that. I just enjoy watching it.
I think everybody's, and I remember Joe saying it or tweeting it like years ago. Like, you know, I remember like when everybody's putting like that they're creative in their bio or saying that they're creative. I remember Joe saying like everybody's creative just in their own way.
In their own bag.
Yeah, and I think it manifests in different ways. It might manifest in how you drop a game plan, right? Yeah. Or how you whatever, like, arrange your house, for instance, whatever, or how you solve problems at work,
or how you put together your outfit.
Right. Well, shit, I guess basketball would be mine.
Because everybody's bag is different. Like, my bag don't really kick in until I really have my back against the wall. That's when my bag gets the deepest, because my internal instincts are more based off of now in the present versus thought about what's going to happen, or you know what I mean. So I'm a very instinctive person, and that's when I get in my bag the most.
Jesse, an anime character. Jesse, an anime character.
Anime?
Yeah, Jesse, an anime character. He's the person in anime where, like, oh no, my man ain't gonna make it out of the situation alive, and next thing you discover
I'm about to go to a level I've never touched before.
He
got shot a couple times.
He's like, oh no, I didn't know I could fly.
Right,
bro. Wifey
is big on the anime. I don't watch anime, but I watch some of it with her, and I'll be like, nothing's gonna happen to my man. He's just gonna do whatever the situation calls for. Like, she watching oh my God,
Yes.
Inuyasha, am I saying it right?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm saying this nigga, like, whatever's going on, he don't even know he got that in him, and then he just go to the level and deal with it, then come back and be like, oh.
And I think I know that too much, and that makes me too relaxed in life, though. I think that is one of my major flaws in life. That I know that if need be,
because you know I'll get it done.
And you've always been that way. You've always kind of, and for me it's been good and bad, but for me more, in my experience with you, more good. You've always been somebody that's kind of needed to be like kicked, like not really kicked into gear, but something to like kick you into gear. Not necessarily a person kick you into gear, but a circumstance or a situation to kind of kick you into a gear. And then once you're in gear, it's like, all right, that nigga rolling now, like ain't really no stopping. You know what I'm saying? So, and what do you guys like? What do you think it is that like makes you cool?
That makes me cool.
Yeah, what do you think it is that makes you cool? And it doesn't have to be just one thing. Like, I think that even if this, matter of fact, if you want to, this is your time to get your shit off. Like, I'm dope because of this. Like, what do you think it is that makes you cool?
We got enough time?
I could go.
Hey, for the people watching, this group of 4, we ain't got enough time. Because that's why we kick it together. We ain't got enough time, man.
I don't have to try.
Yeah, all of us.
I don't have to try. Like, wifey would be like, "You're trying to be cool." She says that all the time. Like, "Oh, you just want to be viewed as cool." I'm like, I'm just doing what I do. You think that shit is cool, and that's why you're commenting how you're commenting. What do you want me to do?
You feel that way.
What you want me to do about you sitting here thinking what I'm saying is dope, or what I put together was clean? I was laughing my ass off at something you tweeted the other day. It was like, I was in design, and wifey be surprised when I put together some dope shit for her. I'm like, yo, what do you think is gonna happen if I put something together for you?
She really respected me because you know what I mean.
You know what it is? It's because she's always known you've been dope. Obviously, y'all,
right.
You know what I'm saying, y'all's history. And it's something that I say to Steph, Keish, and Bird all the time. For people that, and not that she knew you then and it's been this big gap and she's getting to know you all over again, but for people that knew you maybe in high school and possibly even in college that haven't been close to you since then, and they've only kind of seen you here and there on social media, and they see like what you do, like, and they see your post now and they see what you do now, they probably think like, and I've said this to them all the time, they probably think, this nigga, that ain't that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's not him. That's not him. But for somebody who knows you and that's seen everything.
Right.
So when I got on the game with Joe, and I'm hearing Joe was like, "Oh, legendary! I'm having a baby." I'm like, say it ain't so, Joe. No, man. Hey, and that, yeah.
Look, man, and in terms of that, like, you know, the thing is, I think that one, y'all been around, right? Yeah, so y'all been through like every step of the way. You know, Derek, you still understand like every highlight, low light. You know what I'm saying? Steph know when we had $3 between us and we like, yo, we gonna go to Wendy's or we gonna go. we gonna
split this chicken sandwich.
You know what I mean? That's all we had.
We gonna put the gas in the car.
Right.
And then we gonna split this chicken sandwich and then we gonna do this homework and then we gonna go to school in the morning.
Right. And the thing is, and this is why I think the difference between someone who faking it and not, like, everything else was still there though. You know what I mean? In terms of how we carried ourselves, in terms of like how we dealt with other people, in terms of how we handle certain situations. Like, none of that ever changed. Yeah. Niggas got a little more money and niggas got, you know what I mean? Niggas a little more grown now. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's all that really changed.
Niggas a little bit more secure in their place in life and they slot in life.
And the thing is, and we can really start potting now. I think like a lot of reason, if we're talking from the men folk side, a lot of reason I think that women have issues when it comes to like choosing the right mate is they look at resumes. Right? They'll be like, this nigga went to this school, got this job, dropped this car, like this amount of money, and then totally ignoring like who the person is at the core of himself. Like when he stands before God, who he is, right? Oh yeah, we right, and so because of that fact, if you've been the same dude who you always were, and then all of a sudden you start, you know what I'm saying, get a little more in your Duffy, you know what I mean, in terms of the material side. And certain women start coming around who ignored you when you was younger. All of a sudden, you know it's different, right? Perfect example. Before I met Jamia, we have some mutual friends.
Jamia is his wife.
Jamia is my wife, right? Before I got back with Jamia.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
I think this is my first time seeing you in person as a married man.
You know what I'm saying? So Corona wedding. I got a wedding with my friend.
My boy.
It's a life. You had a Corona wedding. I had a Corona baby.
I got the rubber joint. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cheap. I'm East African. I'm not spending money on real ring.
You can't tell when it's on your finger.
Thank you. Hey, it's like gold.
He got me rethinking some things because I thought my ring was in my backpack that got stolen and I talked about last week. I ended up finding it, but I was like, I'm finally about to upgrade to the gold. When I was gonna wait a few years, I was like, I'm gonna go cop my gold one now. But I'm like,
hell,
matter of fact, I'm gonna get a rubber one to hoop with until like that I can work out with.
Well, and that's the reason when I get suited.
I changed mine.
You already know that's how I do. I got multiple rings.
I got two. I ain't been married 2 years yet. I ain't been married 3 years yet. I got two.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
I didn't mean to cut you off. Get back in your bag. Go ahead.
What was I at? Oh, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so you was the same nigga you was from the very beginning. I was still a stand-up dude, carry myself a certain way, yada, yada, yada. Now all of a sudden on the material side, my Duffy a little bigger than it used to be. Now, a woman who knew me from my past, who didn't give me a time of day, all of a sudden want to have some, right? And this really goes for everybody, not just women, right? In the sense of that is a red flag to you to realize that they make poor decision making skills when it comes to relationships, because they're looking at the outside, thinking check mark, and then ignoring all the things that matter. When I was young, I really cared about, yo, does this girl dress well? I really cared about da 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 da. Then I grew up and was like, yo, does she love God? Does she make me happy? And do I want to take care of my kids? If all those things check off the box, I don't really care about anything else.
I feel it.
Big facts.
That's my thought.
Big facts. And like, and I think about it more often than not more often than not, but from time to time. Like, as a young man, and maybe even in high school, and possibly even early on in college, but for sure in high school, you for sure your girlfriend is gonna be somebody that you think is pretty. But even if it's somebody that you think is pretty, but the homies might not think she pretty, you might not make her your girl. Back then. You know what I'm saying? For me, that went away pretty early. But I know for that's not the same for everybody.
No.
I was totally different.
You can't judge nobody. I mean, you could, but it's. I understand.
I will.
Why that's. I feel you, but I understand why that is kind of there. Like for me, I remember thinking that when thinking about most niggas, but I like her though, so I'm not really tripping. And I would just go ahead and date her because I like her. But I know full well that I know there's been niggas that didn't date a girl because she wasn't, like, they thought she was pretty, but they know the homies didn't think she was pretty, or they like the way she looked, or the homies might think she a little bit chubby or whatever. But then you hit a certain age and a certain level, you be like, my nigga, I really don't care. I'm all about what makes me happy. She loved me. Ain't nobody gonna love me the way she loved me, and that's what I'm in it for. You know what I'm saying?
And I think for me. And maybe I think I've always been like that. Like in high school, I was like thinking, I don't really want to date nobody I can't see myself being with. You know what I'm saying? Like, mom used to always tell me, like, son, I don't think you could date like most kids your age. I think like you're more like you're looking for somebody. Like kids your age just date. You know what I'm saying? They just have a girlfriend. I'm like, what? Like I'm trying to be with her, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was always different for me. But no, I agree. I think men and women know. Because for a little bit, I thought my man was running off resumes. You know what I'm saying? I was like, being white with him.
No, there were times I was.
Yeah, because it'd be like, it'd be like, okay, she did X, Y, and Z, and it's like you said, man, you get to a point to where it's like, I know I got to a point to where I was, me and Bird were dating, and it was like, I wake up and I think about her and I go to sleep, and I'm trying to make sure she's okay before I go to sleep, and everything I do, good or bad, I want to go through with her. The good shit is way better with her, and the bad shit ain't that bad because I got her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how I felt, and I don't want nobody else.
And all the extra don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I was young, I'd be like, yo, she got to be at least 5'9". Granted, Jimmy is like 5'9" 3/4, so I lucked out. You know what I mean? Holla. But you know what I mean? But like besides, like, gotta be a certain height.
I held down a little bit of my toxicity.
You know what I mean? Y'all keep a little bit. Keep it spicy. What you mean?
5'9", you settling.
You know?
That's a good question.
Jesse Queen like 6'5", so that's fine.
I ain't gonna lie though, I got everything I wanted.
He did.
I got everything.
That's a fact. And I was just about to ask y'all, what are y'all's? Is your wife what you like? If you were to run down like what your type was or what you were looking for in a girl, does your wife check off every box? It doesn't matter now. That's the woman you fell in love with. That's who you're spending your life with. But does she check off all of those boxes that you thought she might?
Yeah, like. In terms of looks,
that's what I meant. In terms of like looks, aesthetic.
In terms of like aesthetics, yes. I've always been like, I'm only gonna marry a black woman. You know what I mean? That's whatever. I don't want to explain to you shit like George Floyd. And I'm trying to figure out why I say nigga all the time. Whatever. I like calling my wife and my kid little nigga all the time. That's what I do. You know what I mean? It's my love language. You know
my wife's still my little nigga.
Yeah, wow. He was married to a white woman.
My wife hates that shit.
Like, I don't want to hear about white stuff.
Isaac walk in the house and be like, "What's up, my nigga?" She be like,
but like, yeah, I got a tall brown black woman who wears braids. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like, She walked out of a Flow Tree commercial. Like, I'm solid, bro.
Yeah, and that's the image that you wanted, and she fits that. Then
right. And then on the like less like material side, like she's caring. You know what I mean? She's the most selfless person I've ever met in my life. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm not even that selfless. I get uncomfortable with sometimes how selfless she is.
Same.
My wife too.
Same.
My wife too. I like, you put it all on the line for niggas, bro. Where I'll be like, I've helped.
Be like, that's me. I need him.
So much.
Touch mine.
Like my wife is so selfless to where me now being a father of 2 and having to be selfless for my kids and being in moments where I'm like, nigga, I can't because of the fam. Like, and it makes me think about like,
she's been doing that.
She's been doing that from the jump. And we've been together this year. In November, it'll be 10 years this year, if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy.
11. It'll be.
I think it's 11. I feel like 11.
Now we start dating in 09. Yeah. So last year, this year will be 11 years. We've been dating 11 years, and she's always been that selfless. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just now. And to be real, Barron's 4, and I'm not even close to the level of selfless that she's been. And I feel like since Barron's been here, I'm like, yo, I gotta switch things up because I got a little man here now. But it's even like, I want to say double, but maybe even quadruple that because Max is here now. And I'm thinking like she's been doing that from the jump. Like, nigga, you ain't shit. Like, damn. Yeah. In comparison,
my man's a great father.
Yeah, no. Facts.
But see, that's why you.
But that's a thought process. Because I go through that with my wife too. The last thing on her list is her. And sometimes it irks me because I'm like, yo, like, you're number 1 on my list and I'm number 2. You know what I'm saying? On my list. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure me and you are good and you got and then you? Do you like and I'm above her and I'm telling her like it's crazy, bro. It is crazy. Like I sit back and I'm like, dude, like, I mean, what Dom Kennedy said, bro, rings true, bro. You always focus on us, girl. Just keep it up. Like, she's always focused on us or the fam or, you know what I'm saying? She'll be like, yo, have you seen your mom?
And they be trying to say bad stuff. They be trying to say bad stuff about hip-hop.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's stop
hip-hop made me do it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a true statement, though. Because part of the reason why I switched up to how I deal with, like, women and dating, I'm not a J. Cole fan, unlike Mike here. Like, I enjoy J. Cole music in doses, right? But I forgot what song it was. It's that Love Yours song. It's like, you know what I mean? Always be a bitch better, all this different stuff, right? And I was like, damn, that nigga right, though. Like, I will literally be searching forever. If I'm just like thinking, well, I can settle here, but there's a next chick around the corner I kind of been talking to. She better, she got a better job. Like, nah, nigga, probably love you.
I'm glad you brought up J. Cole. You know what one J. Cole lyric, I don't want to say kept me, but helped me really hold and be like a good boyfriend and a good mate to my wife? The line where he said, the thought of losing a good woman keep me from chasing. That one line right there.
Respect.
That's it. It's like, when you out, you like all of us. When you out, especially like you haircut, lined up, suited and booted.
I'm bald, so
you could bag. I was talking about the beard. I'm bald too.
Oh, okay.
But like suited and booted, you feel like you can grab a couple if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, probably always felt that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially for me, like, and I've told the story before, not on the pod, but just to y'all. Like when Keisha and I started dating, when she and I started dating, she was the one that I like spent the majority of my time with, that I text the most. She's the only one that I spent time talking on the phone to. Mm-hmm. But she was one of a few girls that I was talking to. She was just the one that I gave girlfriend treatment to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so when we started like dating officially and she became my girl, there was no like, I just told her one day that I was like, yo, is it like, I want you to be my girl. Like, is it too late? But I didn't tell like all these other chicks. It wasn't like I told her I'm going to be my girl. And I text all the other girls that I was talking to, was like, yo, I got a girlfriend now. And I remember a time when Keish was like, oh, I want you to come see me. Some super lovey-dovey. I'm like, oh, man, I got a good one. And literally 30 seconds later, another message came through from another girl that I had been talking to. And I was like, oh, I'm in bad shape over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I went down that road.
I've only moved at one at a time ever in my life. I've only moved at one at a time. Like, to me, it seemed like a lot. It seemed like a lot. Like,
and you know what's crazy for me? In my younger days, that seemed like a waste to just talk to and spend a lot of time and energy on just one girl. With all due respect, it felt like a waste at the time. It was like there's so many women in the world. Why am I gonna spend all my time and energy in here?
Because I'm trying to get to know
also
this.
Also, the quote Jotham Kennedy. There's so many fine women out here I really can't choose. The duality of man, the range.
Yeah.
And no, that being said, like, I think part of the reason I flipped, and even before I mentioned me, I flipped the script a little bit, was the fact that I just got my MBA. I just finished grad school. I was living in LA. Had to start making a little money in my pocket, and I was like, nigga, I'm that nigga right now. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. And then I realized I was like, it was too much effort, and the problem was because I was like 27 at the time. It was too much effort to be balancing multiple women at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, I was like, not only was it like mentally taxing, it was like getting around was harder. You know what I'm saying? And I never once lied to a single woman in my life. Like, I'm like, look, you're not the only one trying to be the only one. Like, I'll be very, very clear about that. But like, at the same time, I was like, that emotional labor when they would get their feelings hurt or get up in my business was just too much for me. I was like, all right.
See, for me, it was my feelings and my emotions. Because I like you. I'm trying to spend my time with you. I don't know how much of that I got for anybody else. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a super lovey-dovey or show of emotion ass nigga, but I'm going to spend my time with you, shorty. I don't got a lot of time. I can't be giving everybody all of this. Right. I'm about to be at basketball practice. Like, we're talking about like younger days, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be at basketball practice. I got class in the morning. Like, when you're in college, I got work. How many girls I'm going to see today? How many chicks I'm trying to have text me all up in my phone? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it was just like, damn. And to me, it was like, damn. His phone stay blowing up. Like, I used to be in the team room with the basketball niggas. The phone going crazy. I'm like, yo, niggas is wow. I can't even get my fantasy football shit off. It's got text messages coming through, son.
Speaking of only spending time with one girl, y'all see the rookie for the Seahawks got released because he snuck a girl into the hotel with the whole quarantine bubble situation going on.
He's sleep,
bro.
Jesse. Rookie for the Seahawks got released from the team.
That's ultimate
because he snuck a girl into the bubble
Jesse,
hotel.
as you like your brother-in-law, Stephen, you know what I'm saying? He's been through, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think Steph will be able to, like, look, when you at that precarious position as undrafted free agent, you should know you should be on your best behavior. You should be yes sir, no sir.
Oh yeah,
do your job.
He thought that.
So what do y'all think?
He was bigger than.
He thought he arrived.
Do y'all think he thought he could get one off, or do y'all think some of the vets were sneaking girls in and he tried it and got caught?
The vets probably were.
He saw somebody doing it. He thought, okay,
told him.
Yeah, but he's an undrafted free agent, bro.
Hella suck, but
these guys have guaranteed contracts.
Doing this
you
shit.
Are.
Look, even if I get in trouble, it's gonna be a little fine because my contract guaranteed, family.
Yeah. Not for nothing, she was kind of trash, anyways. Well, on two fronts. On two fronts, by the way. Let me clear myself up. On two fronts. One, if that's your man, you tell him like, don't mess with the bag. Trying to be sneaky. Two, she wasn't bad. She wasn't even cute. You know what I mean? Like, you would, if you don't get one off, you know what I mean? Make it worth it.
I feel
Make
you.
It worth
that's like
worth it. That's like art.
That's like art. That's like R.I.P. to the legend. When I seen a girl that they said Kobe was in the hotel room with, I was like, come on, Kobe.
Oh, I haven't seen a picture of her.
You don't.
You don't need to. Especially what his wife looked like. I mean, not that it matters. When you married, you shouldn't be getting down like that. But what his wife looked like compared to this girl.
Yeah, for sure.
This is, of course,
to me, when I see that, I feel like that's taking advantage of the situation.
This is, of course, under the assumption that he is innocent, by the way, and they didn't do anything wrong. Caveat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Facts. Yes.
That it was just a little bit of marital impropriety.
So why are we talking about marriage and love more specifically, and not necessarily love from your mate, but just love in general? What's more important? Knowing that someone loves you, or them outwardly expressing that love? Because everyone has love languages, and they say there's the 5 of them.
Me is knowing.
I just need to
know. Me is no.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man. What I've come to learn and what I'm coming to realize more and more now, it takes a lot just to keep yourself together. You doing all this to make sure that I know you love me. Bro, you done committed your life to a nigga.
That's what I said. I'm not just talking about romantically.
Yeah,
I'm talking about with siblings,
children, but even in relationships,
cousins, any type of relationship.
Look, I'll put it like this: I'm not looking for a ton of new friends because I know the time invested that all of us got. I don't need a whole bunch of other people.
To where you ain't nobody in here got to tell me thank you for nothing. Again,
that's different.
Okay.
No,
thank you.
I feel what you're saying.
Depending
though.
on what the thank you is for. Thank you for something is different.
That's what I'm saying to me though.
I feel what you're saying.
I feel
what you're saying because of the place that you guys hold.
If my man
that's something that's small to me. Like I told you the other day, I barely say bless you to people when they sneeze. You know, if you need to bless you for me, and I rock with you, then we're not supposed to be kicking like on 2K. If you need to pass the assist, then you should be shooting the ball. Because I'm not here out here to give you an extra assist.
I'll put it like this: if I break my man off, but like my man's like, oh shit, like I need $100 or whatever, and I hit him with $100, and he don't be like, thank you, my nigga, you helped me out. I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna think nothing of it. I don't think nothing of that kind of shit. Cause I know the nigga. I know he's appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need a whole bunch back. For me, you ain't gotta prove. You ain't gotta keep on proving shit to me. I know what it is.
Okay,
you know
so after you know what it is, and I just started this right now. So after you know what it is, is there anything that could alter that feeling or that feeling of love or that feeling of closeness with that person? So say, for example, like you said, with all of us, we know what it is. But say if, God forbid...
I say you niggas have to cross me in a serious way.
Let me finish. God forbid you lose somebody. Mm-hmm. And Jesse never calls you and checks on you. You know what I'm saying? He's not somebody that's there with you every day.
But I know my friend.
Okay. But so then there's that. But then say there's another situation where you run out of gas in Vista, and Jesse can't come through for you. So then there's that. That's you know how he loves you. Yeah. But then there's you lost someone, he never checked on you. You ran out of gas, he wasn't able to come through for whatever reason. And then say now there's a third reason. I can't think of a third one now. But say there's another one where someone that you know how he feels about you, you know how he loves you, but there's a third way, a third time that he wasn't able to come through. Does that start to change?
I just don't think like that, man. Like I'll put it like this: like when we lost Granny, you know what I'm saying? Both of these niggas knew. Joe hit me up constantly. Make sure he knew how I was doing. Well, you found out. Yeah, you found out.
No, I'm saying I still like thinking about that. I never said anything.
Yeah, but
like thinking about that.
But he would hit me up, be like, "You want to come through?"
No.
And he don't hit me. That's his way. He don't gotta say nothing about it. Joe was like, "Yo, you all right?" You know what I'm saying? Like I called him a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is with each of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't gotta hit me and prove nothing to me. They gonna do it in their way, or they gonna like it might be heavy for them just to talk to me about it. So they not gonna put themselves in that position. And I know my friend. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just an understanding.
Being gone because I thought about that this earlier today because I'm gonna go on Saturday.
You're going on Saturday?
Yeah, and I have to justify why are you going to this serious situation.
To be real, after we were done with the pod, I was gonna tell you about it and ask you if you want.
Rod asked me to go on Monday.
My nigga.
Rod asked me. He said, "Bro, you showing up?" And I have to sit and think about it, like, why would he ask? Why would you feel like you should go? You know what I mean? And I was like,
talking about Saturday, my granny. I'm gonna let you. Sorry, my granny died. Just to give context to the listeners and viewers, my granny died last year, and just a couple of days ago, yesterday was her birthday, and so this weekend, the whole family, my mom's whole side of the family, is my mom's mom that passed away. So this weekend, we're all meeting. The whole family's getting together in Palmdale. We're gonna celebrate her birthday, catered, big party, and everything. And Jesse pulling up. That's dope.
Yeah, man. Because I thought about the times You know what I mean? Where she hugged me and asked me how I'm doing. And she don't know me nothing, but she know that Sister Rose put me around her family. Do you know what I mean? So she's like, okay, I gotta at least invest a little something into this little nigga because he's around my grandkids. You see what I'm saying?
While I'm thinking about it, and I just hit Blaze, was it this morning? No, it was last night while I was watching basketball. I hit Blaze and I was like, yo, I just had an idea for something called the Cousin Cast. Or because we all too far apart, but at least maybe once a month, maybe once every other month. But I told him once a month. All the cousins come together. We just put the cameras and mics together, and we all just pop our shit, and it just comes out once a month. Of course, we're gonna drop videos on IG how I do with all my content, or with all the content that I try to produce.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
But yeah, I'm bringing. That's why I was at part of the reason why I was asking if he was coming to Palmdale this weekend because I'm bringing all my stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I told Blaze already. He was like, I don't know where we're gonna do it, but yeah, bring all your stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's just to circle back, there's other people, and I'm not mad at them because they need or they're set up where they need show of emotion or show acts of whatever it is.
I need you to.
I understand love languages. I understand that. And my wife is totally different from me because I don't need none of that. Yeah. If she leaves me alone, I look at that as an act of love. I'm trying to have my space right now. You know what I'm saying? But she's different. You know what I'm saying? So when we get done here, I told her I'm gonna probably watch the Laker game over at Trey's house. I ain't gonna lie. But
throw that out there.
When I get home, it's date night. I'm not jumping on the game. I'm not texting I'm down the hallway from the homie. I don't see that nigga how you think I would, because my wife needs a certain amount from me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need that type of shit. If she go out every day with her friends, I'm like, do your shit. You leaving me here, they can do me.
Yeah. Joe, how long have you been married?
I
don't even know, nigga.
We got married officially April 5th. And the official thing says May the 4th because I'm a Star Wars nerd. So
May the 4th be with you.
And then so how long have you?
This nigga crazy.
Have you told?
I feel it though, man. That creative mind shit.
Hey, you pregnant?
Joe, give me something.
Yeah. But you said it when we recording. So have you told her? How far along is she?
She 18 and a half weeks. We found the baby. We're going to do a whole announcement, all that pretty soon. I don't care.
Oh, so it's still early in the game.
We 18 and a half weeks. We found out the
gender. I wasn't
gender.
sure how long ago you told me. I forgot where I was going with that.
We found out the gender in a week.
That's where I was. Have you guys done the love languages thing?
Or
do you know yours and do
you
know hers?
Yeah.
And you know hers?
Yeah. Jamia is very much time spent, right? She's very much she don't need gifts. She don't need me to do things for her. She just wants me to
just hang out with her,
give my attention and focus to her more than anything else, right? Our daughter's the exact same way. Me, I'm acts of service. So the way you show love to me is by showing up for me and doing things for me. As in hey yo, I was coming through and I, picked up your package downstairs and had your name on it. Oh, bro, bless, bro, that's amazing. Thank you, I appreciate it. That kind of thing. It's warms my heart. So perfect example, Jamia, I wake up in the morning, I'm starting to work, I work out, shower up, Jamia fills up my big old water bottle and hands it to me before I go into my office to get work done, right? And then comes and checks me. Everyone's oh, you need anything? Or brings me snacks, brings me lunch. That's amazing to me. That's love to me. That's all I need. Everything else, Stefan, I need my space though. The same thing.
I'll go get my shit.
But it's difficult for me though, because my wife simultaneously is I need time with you for my love. In order to recharge my batteries, I need alone time. Yeah. Right.
Bird and Jamia are similar.
Right.
They do similar work and too.
Those two things are anti each other. Because I'll be yo, I had a long day. I've been in 15 meetings today, and then I have to deal with Jasmine's trifling teacher. And now you're saying you have to have my attention for the next 4 hours on this. I just want to.
You know what's interesting for me, bro? And I want to
be left
maybe
alone.
It's kind of always been there because I've always kind of taken time to, whether it was just to lay on my bed, because me and Derek always had the bunk beds, to lay on my bed and just read a book, or just spend time just up on my bed doing nothing, looking out the window. But I'm finding myself really, really enjoying my time to myself these days.
It's rare,
really a lot.
You got 2 kids and a wife. How rare is it?
The less time you get to yourself.
And before,
the more you appreciate the time you have to yourself.
And I notice it, and it's significant to me because I never, like I said, maybe it's kind of always been there, but I never felt like I needed to take time out to just spend time by myself. Because for me, whenever the house was empty, I was bored. Having 2 brothers and then usually having 1, if not 2 homies in the house all the time. Yeah. For me, it was like not having people around was like
was weird.
See, and
I'm not doing anything. I'm not like, bro. There's been times that I remember times when even if it was just Jesse or just Q or just Derek, just you, just one other person, if I was just sitting in the room doing nothing with some other person, I felt like I was doing something just because somebody else was there.
Yeah. And see, and of course, growing up in the same household, same exact circumstances, I was in the same exact home looking for that time by myself. Like, I was like, do not open my door on my room. Knock on that shit, bruh. Are you serious? I'm in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking for that time to be like, look, I need to be, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I get on the video game and zone, and I'm like, there's one player, dog. What you want me to do?
I was about to say, that makes more sense as to why even when me and Derek would come in there, you'd be like, yeah, fam, it's one player. Like, fam, we have like 4 controllers. Like, yeah, I've been playing one player, though. And shout out to Mama. I've always told people, like, I love that Mom did that, and I plan to do it with Baron and Max. She was always the type that, like, I don't care that there's 3 of y'all and that you can have as many controllers as you want. Whoever was playing one player before the other 2 got here, he was playing before y'all got here. So it's up to him if he wants to play 2-player or not. Go find something else to do until he's ready to do 2-player. And in the moment, I'll be like, I don't know if it sounds fair because he was there first. But we got all these fucking controllers. Like, I don't know if that's really fair. But now, like, and I remember, like, I was maybe, like, 18. Up until then, it was, like, I don't know. But I remember, like, hitting, like, 18, 19. Like, I'm glad she did that. Yeah. Like, I like that.
Shout out to Mom and Dad for knowing exactly who their children were, bro.
1,000%.
Because they dealt with us.
That might have been something, because that wasn't Dad. That was Mom. Yeah. That might have been something that Mom put in place just for you.
Yeah, being grown now and seeing, like, and kind of hearing the thought process about, like, how they kind of raised us. That's incredible, man, to put that much thought into some shit. Like, they know exactly they know exactly who their kids is, you know what I'm saying? Whether we got into it or not, they knew where it was going.
I remember at times as we got older, like, feeling not any, like, real resentment, but just noticing and, like low-key feeling away about things like leeways they would give for Derek that they didn't give for us. And I remember, like, sitting down having a conversation with Pop. He was like, y'all ain't Derek. And I know that sounds away, but y'all didn't need what Derek needs. I'm giving Derek what Derek needs. So you can feel away, but Derek is my son just like you're my son. And this is what he needs. So this is what I'm giving you.
Conversations with Pops with me and you. And he'd be like, you the oldest, right? When I leave, who's in charge? When your mom's not here, who's in charge? So you want me to treat you like Mike, or you want to be in charge? All right, nigga, I want to be in charge. All right, then. When I come home and this house ain't clean, that's you. That ain't them. Why they ain't clean the house? You was here. Okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, check mark. Nigga's the oldest. You know what I mean? Like, that's what parent. That shit. That's probably why I'm running from that shit, man. Shout out to y'all niggas. That shit sounds daunting. I ain't gonna hold you.
It is.
That shit sounds daunting.
Best job I ever had.
If I wanted to drop everything right now and move to Jamaica, I could do it.
Best job I ever had.
I mean, so could I. I just gotta take it with me. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'll niggas got school, all type of shit.
And you know,
hey, the way school is now, all you need is a
computer.
Right.
I feel you.
What is it? Like Jeremy, right? So Jeremy's dad passed away a couple years ago, like 10, 15 years ago. Jeremy's dad was the pastor of the church my mom goes to, right? I remember a quote he said to me, it sticks with me to this day. And he said, as a pastor, you're not allowed to have bad days, right? And not in the sense of like you're not gonna feel like you don't want to be there, yada yada. But in the sense of you always have to have your game face on and be plugged in. As a parent, that is probably the hardest part about being a parent for me is like the adjustment of I'm not allowed to have a day where I'm just like, nah, I'm not really trying to parent you today, bro. Like I'm trying to go to work, lock myself in the room, play Ghost of Tsushima all night long, and be cool. Nah, I have to be locked in. You know what I mean? At all times. That is the hard part for me.
I guess that's the part I'm running from because I like.
I was just telling my mom the other day. Every night when I pray, one of the things I pray for is more patience with Baron. I was about to say with my kids, but really just with Baron right now. Because there'll be times when it's like my God, like you know what I'm saying? You just like, woo! And it's like and it's just like, oh,
this is real.
I can't even really put it into words, but
this is turning into the parent pod. Huh? This is turning into the parent pod.
But there's times when it's
this is the real
that,
like grown
dad pod is coming back very soon.
Plug.
I got Dork getting back to recording. I think this weekend. And sports pod come with doing stuff.
That's the crazy part about getting older, man. Cause like, they just grew up together, and if you would have told me what kind of father Mike would have been, what kind of father Joe would have been, what kind of husband Jesse would have been right now, like.
Mine's the only one that don't seem realistic.
Nah, not even.
Yeah,
but because once you,
I had talks with Mike, we at sophomore year we knew Mike wanted to have kids, right? Joe, we all knew Joe wanted to have a wife, but we just knew Joe was going to take a long way to get there. You know what I mean? Joe had other stuff he wanted to do on him before he got there. You know what I mean? Yeah. We all knew that stuff. That's why we're still friends. Mm-hmm. The only one we didn't see is how good of a husband I'd be. To be honest, because I didn't think I'd be as good as I was.
I'll put it like this, bro. Like, I wouldn't have thought that none of my niggas would have been a bad husband or a bad father or nothing like this. But seeing when we left a couple weeks ago, when we left the resort, when we came and visited you and your family, like me and Burr were talking about on the way home, it was like, bro, like, this is the picture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing it. You're doing it. Like, it ain't exactly like for I'm not gonna say for good or bad, because to me that don't really make no sense. Right. But like, I guess on how you got here or whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even see myself in that role.
It was on Joe's Accord.
No, I can't even see myself in that role. And to see my niggas doing it, I'm like, bruh, I guess like I got a dad, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a great father, bro. Mm-hmm. But it's like I think a lot differently than my dad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there ain't no roadmap for me to be no great father, but I see my niggas blazing the trail doing it, and it kind of make me be like, I could do it, mm-hmm. But I'm like, yeah, I'm Gucci. Like, being responsible of a nigga, I'm cool, bro. I impact a lot of niggas, bro, and I don't gotta take them home, bro.
The responsibility thing ain't even the hard part for me, because like, I get up, I feed myself, I just gotta make an extra plate. Like, I take myself to, I shop for
nah.
I gotta shop for the extra.
I look at it like I'm responsible for the morals and the upbringing. Like, my parents have 3 sons. I mean, nobody says that any of us are bad dudes.
Like, see, you're thinking too far ahead. Right. You can't think that far ahead.
And also, like, the way you are properly responsible for a child's morals and upbringing is by exemplifying that in your own life.
Yeah, your own.
I'm not doing anything different than I'm doing now. I might have to have a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, a couple more responsibilities.
I'm not like, yo, Jazz, you handle this situation. You should have handled it this way. But those are rare. Like, if you're showing that example how to do it on an everyday basis, they gonna follow that.
Especially if you're with your significant other,
right?
And you're dealing with the girl, you're not gonna have a lot of those female talks. That's her job.
I say all the time, I'm a great uncle, bro.
All facts.
I'm cool. Like, me and Baron have an
Jesse
understanding.
Love the kids.
Me and Baron have an understanding.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait.
We speak a certain language, me and him. You know what I'm saying? But when he acting the ass, I'm like, hey, Mike, Keish.
I was just commending Derek the other day, man. Hey, I appreciate the uncles that you guys are to Baron, man. And the godfather that you are to Max, man. I appreciate it, fam. Like, it's times when, like, I see y'all interacting with Baron, and I just sit back and be like, man, that's dope. That's so crazy, fam. Like, I appreciate y'all niggas for real, man.
Yeah, no
for
doubt.
Real. Because, I mean, like, and my mom was just joking the other day, and I was like, I was holding Max, was like, hey, Mom, like, grab Max while I make this bottle for Max and then make Baron's dinner real quick. And she was like, it takes a village. And I was like, that's a big fact. And that was really what made me think about y'all. It's like, it for sure take a village.
My girl
I'm not the only man that he's around. You know,
and that's the best part about it.
1000%.
My girl was a single mom before, like, we got married, right? And even now, with, like, Jimmy being there, I couldn't imagine having to raise a child by myself, be a fully functioning adult at the same time.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So since now that you are married, do you have the feeling like, okay, I shouldn't intervene right now, let her do what she wants to do? Like, because that's her kid?
No. Yeah. No. So, like, and this is actually the problem. This is the problem I have with my ex-girlfriend before I met Jamia, is she also had a child. And their issue was, she was like, this is my kid.
Exactly.
Even if we get married, this is my kid. And I was like, no. Any kid that is living under my roof is also my child. Facts. Right? And so Jamia earlier on was like, yo, that's your kid. I was like, cool. Like, we're changing her last name to my last name. Like, on that type of shit. Right? So I'm adopting her. So she will get all the benefits that come associated with that. And Jamia knows, like, my parenting style is very different. Like, my mom, single mom, 9 kids, very like, this is how things are. You don't ask kids to opinion, you tell them what it's tell them what's going to be. And granted, my mom had special circumstances. She was a single mom with 9 kids, so she had to be that way. But
a lot of boys.
7 boys.
Yeah.
I've had to adjust a little bit, but I still have a lot of that where it's like, I'm not asking you to go do this. I am telling you. And Jamia has a more softer approach. It's been just her. She looks at her mom as like a peer sometimes. And I'm like, no, I'm the adult. You're gonna say yes, Dad, when I call your name. You're not gonna walk over silently. And I'm gonna make you take it back and return again if you don't do the way I want it to be done. So it's been adjustment in that regard, where she's like, okay, he's a father figure in my life. He is the father in my life now. But Jamia's been like fully on board from the get-go.
Oh, that's cool.
And is the biological father still in her life?
That nigga ain't around.
He not?
No, that nigga. Which makes it
easier for you.
It makes it easier for me.
Boy.
Like, I wouldn't mind, like, if he, like, and I think it's any situation. Like, if my own father decided today, after not speaking to him for a decade plus, that he wanted to somehow be involved in not only my life but the life of my child, I would give him that opportunity, because I feel like you should at least, like, you should try, right?
Yeah, I feel
and if the biological father of my child now said, like, yo, I want to be involved all of a sudden, and he was actually on his job, I'd be like, okay, nigga, I'll give you that.
What you gotta do.
I'll give you that shot. I'll give you that shot. But I'm watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Understand.
Understand.
Now she's my daughter now.
Yeah, she got my last name.
Understand. Like, I like how you said that, the biological father of my child.
Yeah.
That shit was. I heard that. That shit is clean.
So, understand.
Yeah. This is my child right here. You may be biological, but this is my child.
Yeah.
I'm very slowly inching towards children, but
just do it, bro.
It's dope, man.
Bro.
Poke a hole in the condom one time. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just to see what happened.
Just kidding.
He got the IUD.
That's bad. Don't do that. That is bad.
Joe was like, hold on, that's on tape. Hold on.
Chris Webber.
I can't wait for my guy Triz to have kids.
And boy, I've been waiting.
Man, I know how whatever you have, I'm gonna be happy. But I really hope that first one is a boy, man.
Nah, man. I hope.
I'm talking about Triz. I hope Triz's first one is a boy. I want you to have a girl. Like, I want you to have a girl, so you can have your one kid and be done.
You want me to have a girl?
Yeah, I want this nigga to have a girl. Man.
Wow, you ain't.
Okay, I'll tell you why I don't.
I need a PG.
And I can't say
that's why when I have one, I need a girl.
I can't say this to my wife. I'm gonna be too soft if I have a girl.
I need a PG or a 5.
What you niggas would?
It's hard to
what?
That's what I'm saying. I'm already knowing.
Steph said, nah, if he had a daughter, he wouldn't be soft.
Oh, Steph, stop it, bro.
Steph lying like you.
No, bro.
I know I would.
No,
Steph,
bro.
I told you, I can't say this.
You'll be like Dad with David.
I would get stepped all over. Yes, bro. You're a joke.
Bro.
Steph, you wanna know why you ain't never had no girl like that? Like, no little girl that's looking up to you like that.
His
family. I get it from my nieces.
Bro.
The 4 closest people to Stefan's life are telling him he's gonna be soft as daddy. And for some reason, he thinks that he...
If it's a girl.
If he's a girl. And he thinks that, nah, I'm about to be tough on her, bro.
No, bro.
He about to be wrong.
You guys aren't taking it. You guys aren't taking it. You guys aren't taking it. I'm around and very close to a lot. I know.
It's different.
I understand.
You're
that.
around. When you're at home and it's just y'all.
I understand that. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, Derek could tell you. For a lot of the families that I've serviced in the time I've been coaching, I have been that male in a lot of women's lives, bro.
Different.
It is different. But I'm saying, I don't sleep on that part of them needing that hard hand from that nigga. They know I love them. They know I get it. And I could be that emotional in that nigga in that moment. But on the day-to-day, there's a line to toe, bruh. There's a line to toe. You are a woman. You are, and I just look at it like this. Your kids are representation of you.
Yeah.
When you go out here,
we're not talking.
There's a way we act, bro.
We're not talking about you.
But what I'm saying is not necessarily soft, but I'm saying there's definitely going to be a change. the way as hard and as blunt and as brash as you are, you're not gonna be that if you.
Okay. I'll ask this.
You
think I would be any different if you had a daughter as an uncle? You think I'll be any different as an uncle?
No, because right now it's like and this sounds crazy, and I'm a father of young children, so I know like this is really how I feel. When they're that small, it almost doesn't matter between the first like 3 years. It totally almost agree. Doesn't matter.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? If it's like whatever they want to, like, let me not say that. But it almost doesn't matter, like, them first, like, 3 years. Mm-hmm. But once they start to, like, get older, and I'm telling you, bro. And now let me make it sound like I got a teenager. Like, my son is only 4. But it's different, bro.
We'll see. Different. I mean, I teeter between 1 and 0, so we'll see. I'll see. Yeah. Wifey want to have them in even numbers. I'm like, yo, that seems kind of wild to me.
I've always said that. I'd always have even numbers. I have always said that.
I'm cool. That's good as
Wifey made the call.
I want to be one and done now.
I'm done.
At this age, I want to be one and done.
Wifey said she not having no more.
She done?
I was like, what if I like hit it big, like I hit millions? She was like, we're not having any more kids.
You know, the thing is, you can't ask her now. You gotta ask her maybe like 3 or 4.
She not finna get no baby fever, my nigga.
Nah, she over it.
Yeah.
You know, Keisha different breed, fam.
That's true.
She not finna get no baby fever. Be like, oh, she not even the type to be like, oh, I got 2 boys, I want a girl. Like, she like, I
got mine. I'm good.
She like, hey, look.
Yeah.
What God gave me, this is what I was supposed to have. Just push forward.
Yeah. Time to move forward.
No, Jamil the same way. Jamil my only boys, and I'm the opposite. I actually want girls, because like after like coaching with Steph's girls, like back in the day, I used to help out with them. Made me realize like girls just get it faster because they're more willing. They're not going to challenge you as much, at least in the beginning. 2, like
they challenge you way more after.
They're more likely to listen the first time, and so it makes it getting to the fun stuff easier. Right, instead of me focusing on discipline all the time because I got this little nigga in line, girl like, all right, that's cool, I'll do it.
There's stuff fine. I think about, and I did it just to challenge my dad. Girls don't do that. They don't do it. I don't know. I don't think they do it. I
don't think they do it with their dad. I think
they do it with their mom. That's what I'm saying. I don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as a male,
wait. So you want a girl because it'd be easier on you? How selfish and misogynistic is this guy?
Hey,
I've never hit from the fact that I teeter between 1 and 0 is selfish reasons. Oh I've never ran from that.
Oh my god!
I've never ran from that.
Switch gears a little bit. Have you ever had the chance? I know you're a busy guy. Have you ever had the chance to like listen to multiple episodes or watch multiple episodes of the podcast of our FamilyRoom podcast?
I've seen a couple.
At 5 do-rags, how many do-rags we get?
Wow. Bringing out the do-rag ranking system, that's amazing. First of all, the do-rag ranking system is, it's peerless.
It's the purest form of ranking.
It's unlike any other. You know what I mean?
That's why.
You know what I mean? Like, look, man. So
dang, Joe trying to give the disclaimer.
You make content. You're a critical guy.
It's a thing.
You listen and watch a lot of things. How out of 5 do-rags? How many do-rags is the FamilyRoom podcast?
I think the FamilyRoom podcast is like a 4 out of 5 do-rags, right? Wow. So this is why, right? Wow. I think when it comes to rapport, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to find 3 people who genuinely like each other, and we can actually feel that in the pod, right? Mm-hmm. Which also means, because you don't know each other for such a long time, that you're really digging into some like personal life stories in a way where the person that can confirm that or like provide support, because you're not afraid to either be emotional with that person, but also like
or challenge them.
Right. And like y'all had the pod, I forgot what it was about changing the name. And it got heated on the pod, right?
About what?
When y'all were on the pod talking
about the football.
Right. And y'all got heated on the pod. Y'all got to have that kind of conversation because y'all have that kind of relationship. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Which makes it...
And 2 people that are just working together, they don't go there.
Right. Yeah. Right. If I start a pod tomorrow with a coworker, I can't get into that conversation. I can't get into that. I'm like, you got it, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Whatever. I'm shooting my piece and let it go. But because I care and love about you, I can really have that really authentic discourse and where that feels right.
And be able to get back to a place where... That's not a thing with us. It's not like I held on to this or do whatever.
And the thing is, like, we can critique, like on the most basic level, a podcast is about conversation. A podcast is about connecting with an audience when it makes them feel like they're right there with you.
Exactly.
Right? Everything else is flotsam and jetsam. It doesn't really matter. Like, you can have the best sound system, the best sound booth, the best visuals. That don't matter. What matters is when I'm putting it on and I'm at my workspace. Do I feel like I'm there? And if not, it don't matter. There's a lot of pods that have all the fancy
Shout out
guests.
to my nigga Rod. I know he's listening.
But yeah, there's a lot of pods that have a lot of like fancy guests. But like, I'm like, all right, that's cool. But like, do I care about what you're saying though? Yeah. Probably not.
Or like a lot of podcasts I listen to is like, I'm listening to it for you. So when you guys have a guest on, if you don't have a guest on all the time, the guests really matter to me. Mm-hmm. Because I'm here for you. What are you talking to them about?
And you know what? That's one of the things that I'm kind of struggling with my radio show. Because I've kind of structured it to where it's a guest show. Yeah. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a platform for athletes in San Diego and around San Diego to come in, tell their story, promote themselves, and do that. But if somebody cancels, I either have to try to scramble and find a new guest, move the guest from next week up to this week. And if I don't do that, I got to just go in there and just shoot the shit for as long as I can. And then the show goes from an hour to however long I can fill the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've kind of found myself struggling with that. Luckily, my show is kind of like growing in not necessarily in listenership quite yet, but just in popularity. People just want to be able to tell people they did an interview and at least post one video on their Instagram like, yo, I did a radio interview. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting some, for lack of a better term, I won't use that
Spins.
term. It gets some respect in that term. It's some buzz. And you know what I'm saying, in that way, but I forgot what's going on.
Which, by the way, this is in general, right? Mm-hmm. And this goes to content creators, like who are artists, visual creators, radio show hosts, whatever. You can make a lot of money and make a great living being local and never going outside of that. Yep. Like, and this is like, well, the Bay Area Bay Area is great about this, right? Where Bay Area, like, as much as I make jokes about these niggas because they have all things you can joke about them, but like they go so hard for theirs that certain artists, if they wanted to, can make a living just touring around the Bay Area. Larry June
June's my god.
Larry June is fire, right? Yeah. But like for a long time, he's using this Bay Area dude who's like in every single Bay Area local like Bay Area show and making money off that.
Living in San Fran off of it.
And being great. Now he has a more of a national appeal, sure, but he could have never left the Bay Area and been fine.
Yeah. Facts.
Ate his entire life.
He would have to go straight to Atlanta.
Right. And then the rest of his life,
Dom Kennedy's the same.
Right. The rest of his life could have been a local celebrity. That's how it is now. Mr. Fab ain't made a good album worth a damn in years. Right? It don't matter. He walk around Oakland like a god. Every time I see him, he's surrounded.
Oakland,
facts.
The state of Texas, and Atlanta are three places that are like that. For like guys that like, well, I'm thinking of artists really, but for anybody that's like really trying to get something moving, you could become a millionaire just selling to people just right in your area. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And really that was I've actually just met somebody that was like, when my phone rang, I was like, I should probably take that call, but I told him I was doing the podcast today. But I just met somebody at the radio station and he was talking about like, let's partner up, like doing some things together. And I was telling him like he was telling me and anyway, he was telling me like he watched my latest interview. He was like, I see you. He's like, maybe I wore the Quincy McCall Crenshaw jersey in my last show. He's like, I see you maybe losing the jersey. Nice shirt, And I told him, I was like, well, for number one, I don't typically dress like that. It was like I was trying to match like the San Diego Guardians colorway, and it was Nipsey's birthday, so I wore the Crenshaw jersey. Like, I don't typically wear a jersey, but he was like, I see you like no hat, like nice shirt, and I was like thinking like. And he talking about like really like, but he was talking about like really making some money. And I was like, I want to make some money, but I don't want to not look like be me.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the show.
That's always, I think, that's always a line that we tell. How much or what will I capitulate to move forward?
And that's exactly what I was thinking about, because for like somebody like me who's a freelance photographer who makes his money off of when there's an opportunity, when there's a game being played, really, or like there's some events. Gonna do like a small wedding coming up pretty soon, like small stuff when there's events. You know what I'm saying? But for him, he's talking about like a consistent check. You know what I'm saying? And it had me thinking about like the music industry, how somebody who typically wouldn't want to do that or wouldn't want to look like that or make that sounding music,
dress it up like
but
this. Yeah.
Like my nigga, I'm feeding my kid oodles and noodles every day.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to upgrade my whole life, me, my wife, and my kids,
as fast as I can.
So it's like, do I ignore a for lack of not really lack of a better term, but do I ignore artistic integrity for the sake of common sense? Like I remember talking to LP about that. He was talking about he was was it Hopped About the Bed or one of them Soulja Boy songs, and this was back when I was rapping. Right. I was like, I would never make a song like that. I would write my lyrics and da da da. He was like, you know that nigga's on TV every day? You know he's gonna be at the BET Awards? Like he's making millions off of that song. Right. I was like, but bro, what happened to artistic integrity? He was like, it would be overshadowed by logic.
Yeah. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I make $5 million. I ain't been rhyming like common sense.
And I thought about that. He's not telling me to talk about anything differently. He's just saying dress a little different.
Yeah, appease it differently.
You know and I'll say this though, like as someone who's fought against that my entire life, like there early on, you gotta do that. You gotta make the presentation of like I'm here, I got it, I'm button up shirt, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But as soon as you start like having like a name for yourself or have made some kind of waves within your space, you almost can dictate how you're gonna operate. Like I'm in the space now, I would never work in a company that makes me have to wear like pants and a button up shirt. If I can't wear shorts and a t-shirt to work, I'm not showing up to work. Period. Like, but I couldn't.
You also have to have that leverage.
Right. And when you get that leverage is like being that nigga and how they want you to be early on. And unfortunately, only black people capitulate in this way. To be completely honest. But that being said, early on, you might have to glad hand, shake hands, kiss babies. You know, wear a button-up shirt with no hat, whatever. Have a nice lineup, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then as you get on later on, we have a little more leeway. You be like, look, this is what I am. This is what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I also think increasingly you can do that. Like tech companies now, they'll tell you, like, look, get to wear everything you want off this. So my last job, people show up in like open-toed sandals and like paint-covered trousers. I'm like, all right, this is what y'all doing. All right, bet. I'm wearing shorts tomorrow.
Like cool. I mean, even in like coaching, I faced that. Like at the last school I was at, it was. Both schools the last school and the school that I'm currently at, it is very buttoned up. But now that I am where I'm at now, I am the head coach. I understand there's a professional face that this has to have, but the tone of everything we do is 100% me. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, Kobe passed, and everybody was doing all their kind of tributes and everything to Kobe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people put stuff on the shot clock, let time run off or whatever, or they wore something or they put something on the last seat of the bench, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever it was. Like we seen a lot of different creative things while we were traveling through the season or whatever, right? My thing was I'm gonna wear a different pair of Kobe's every game on the sideline. And the school that I work at they probably would rather me wear my dress shoes and my slacks and all of that.
Gucci as long as you was in a
button up
Adidas. You said they Adidas school, right?
Yeah, but clearly,
but Kobe's Nike.
I can't be in any pictures. I can't be in any pictures with any other brand on. That is not happening. That's not happening. But I'm on the sideline. People are gonna take their personal pictures. That's so whatever. I can't be in any team stuff.
To be in that out.
I'm not paying. I'm not like
facts.
Yeah, I'm not in any team photos or anything with any other. You know what I'm saying? I wear my Nikes every day.
Which, by the way, is why I mix brands all the time. Because unless I got a check from Nike or Adidas, I wear where the hell I want.
Yeah,
that's why. Like, and I know it'd be annoying Jesse sometimes, but that's why when we pour the brews up, I'll be like, bro, let's get some glasses. Like we average like this podcast, we average like between our YouTube and the streaming platforms, we average between like 45 and like 50 listens a week. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like thousands of people are checking us out, but you never know. Like I'm not finna just
endorse some shit for free.
Nah.
You good at something, never do it for free.
But that's what I say. Where I'm at right now, there's certain things on a brand perspective that I have to do, but the tone of the everyday, like Derek could tell you, is 100% different. They understand what it is for us to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's important to be your authentic self, but there is a way, I think, to, until you're talking about that leverage that Joe has, to play the game. Like
absolutely.
You have to play the game. It's unfortunate, but you have to play the game. There's a way to
give them what you want and still keep yourself.
I'm not gonna go in there and I'm in a glass house and start throwing rocks all over the place.
Right.
This shit's gonna fall down on me.
Right.
But I could be in here and be my 100% myself. How I deal with the parents, how I deal with the AD, the principal, and all of that. None of that has changed. But I understand that this school has went from Nike to Adidas. Probably a bad idea for the coach to be rocking Nikes in a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get a great deal from Adidas. Like, why would I not? You know what I mean? Like, on my everyday, come on, people know what I wear. I wear Nikes every day. When I'm up at the school, I wear my Nikes and then I make sure they're not in the picture. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's a very, very, to me, that's a very, very small scale thing. But it's like, if you're going to play the game, you're going to play the game. Now, if I get total control of somewhere, we're going to be exactly what I want. Like, if they come and ask me, this is a Nike campus, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But until I'm in that position, I guess that I have to rock whatever y'all rocking. You know what I mean? Very small scale shit. But
so with so I was about to say with playing the game, how you feel about like your old boy that you used to coach with wearing a do-rag, but I won't do that. But I asked you, so you said we get 4 out of 5 do-rags. Yeah. You being a do-rag connoisseur. Did you see the dude that proposed to his girl using his do-rag?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a situation to where he always has his wife like take his do-rag off and brush his hair. Mm. But he sat on the edge of the bed like between her legs and like asked her like take his do-rag off and brush his hair. And she took the do-rag off and this nigga had the ring sitting on his waves.
Wow.
That's some stuff I do.
And for the viewers, I'll put the video on the screen. Yeah. And I've never heard it. I've only watched it on silent.
Yeah, she took it. Yeah,
take the do rag off, and he had.
Triz.
Nice.
Get that Android out my head.
Niggas is so talented, bro. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Was he done?
No.
Alternatively, I told Jamia, you want to do this or not? And she said, yeah. So that was how I asked you to marry me. I also asked my girl about you, my girl, or what?
Yep.
And she said, yeah.
Same exact thing. Me and Bird were kicking it.
Oh, yeah, no,
I told her how I felt about her. She said she didn't feel me like that. And then, like a week later, she was over at the house chilling with me. I was like, so you are my girl or what? And she was like, does that mean we're like boyfriend, girlfriend? I said, yes, that's what that means. She said, okay, yeah. I was like, the hell would you be?
I'm glad Bird came to senses.
Yeah, man.
I almost missed out. Hey, man. Let me not do it like that. I tell you all with the mic. I won't do it like that because that's not how we give it up. But yeah, man, I told her I remember because I already knew like, I mean everybody heard the story. My wife and I met in first grade, and so when we got reconnected, obviously we both liked each other. We spending all this time. But for me, I was like, I'm on my single vibe. It was like I don't want a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? We had spent so much time. I was living in LA, fell on bad times. She came out there and took care of a nigga. I'm like, yo, she holding the nigga down. Like, and then after I moved back to Dago, like I'm with her like every day, and it's like I don't, and it like normally like when you, let me not even go there, but when you just like when you single and you spend time around like women, you get to a certain point where you like, all right, like I want my space back. I'm like, all right. Yeah. This was fun, but okay. Let me have my space back. I got to a point where I didn't really. I mean, I like having that now, being married and stuff. But I got to a point like when we were dating, it was like I don't. Now you can be around all the time. It's cool. Like I'm not really tripping. You know what I mean?
That's love. That's love.
Again, I forgot where I was going with that.
Nah, to your point though, like I think when it came to Jamia, like. It was something where I realized that my life could not reach how good it could possibly be if I didn't take up that. I'm like, yo,
facts.
I need you here. You know what I mean? Because and the thing is,
it's a moving out of the way because you feel like I know for me, I feel like I could do me, I could take care of me forever. Right. But then you get to something else and you're like, okay. I can't get to that without her.
Have y'all seen the movie? Have y'all seen the movie Guess Who with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah.
It's like when they both get in trouble with their Ashton Kutcher's soon to be fiance and Bernie Mac's wife. And they get in trouble and they end up having the girls leave and they're gonna stay at like one of their homegirls' house. And Ashton Kutcher is like in the backyard prepping Bernie Mac for the little renewal of the vows and he's teaching him how to dance, right? And he's talking about how it feels to be with Bernie Mac's daughter. Right. And he's telling him, he's like, it's like when you're single, you think you good. You feel like you're whole, and then you find somebody that you know that you have to have, and then you realize I was just a half. You know what I'm saying? And I need that other half. And he was like, and then when they're not there, you realize I ain't really shit with my other half. Without my other half, you know what I'm saying? That's really like how it was for me. To be real, that's really what it was.
Leave and cleave. Bible says, you know what I'm saying? Like he who's found a wife has found a good thing, bro.
Boom.
And look, Jamee's made me a better person. Jamee's made me a better manager. Like she be listening to my meetings and be like, yeah, that ain't it, or do this instead. And I'm like, you right. She's like, you didn't cash that, but they meant this. I said, word.
There were times when I'd come home from work.
Yep.
Like when I was a site supervisor, I'd come home from work and one of my staff had done something. One of the staff had done something, and I'd come home and tell Keisha like, yo, tomorrow when I get there, and she'd be like, well, I mean, think about when you was the staff though, and you did blah 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 blah, and da 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 da. And you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, you know what? On top of all the, you know what I'm saying, keeping my hair and my skin right, and all the health all the health care tips.
That's different. Because I'm at the point where I probably do more than wifey now, but like to what y'all was saying, like they know you and they see you in a way to where they know exactly what you mean. Like all of y'all have dealt with me right after a game. I'm in correction mode. I'm super emotional about everything that's happened. And I'll get in there, and let's say Bird didn't even go to the game. I'll get in there and I'll start talking shit like, you need to relax. And I'll be like, nah, bro, we gotta do X, Y, and Z, or we killed these fools, but we could do She'll be like, please tell me that you told them they played a good game. Like, please tell me that you were not doing this right after the game.
So don't forget, while you're here, Jesse already got his. I'm getting mine within the next couple of weeks.
What?
You gonna get an F unit tat with us, bro?
What?
Oh yeah.
You got an F unit tat?
Oh yeah.
You lying.
I'm on my mama.
Let me see.
I've always said I was gonna get one. I'm getting mine in the next couple of weeks.
Oh my god.
You gonna get one? You gonna rock out?
Actually, look, I might need to. Actually,
And see, my artist picked it up so he didn't make it as dark as the rest of my tattoos.
Right.
So it looked like a fadeaway stamp. See what I'm saying? That's why it's not as dark as the rest of them.
Yo,
I'm gonna get
long live the flunk unit, bro.
Man,
That,
long live.
Whenever I get it, I'm gonna get the All Money In logo like right next to it. I'm gonna get both of them like right next to each other.
I love it.
I was thinking about getting that up here though.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I like the All Money In logo.
Money.
I don't know where I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to get just the F or just the F or just the F unit.
I'm getting just the F in the circle.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, right next to the All Money In.
Man. Oh, figure out my story, by the way. Figure out the story I'm gonna tell. All right, so
boom.
It was like I had just graduated from college, right? And so I graduated from UCSD. Benjamin, my brother, pretty much my twins, going to UCI, right? And one night I was like, "Yo, Steph, you wanna kick it with Ben?" I was like on a random. I was like, "Yo, wanna kick it with Ben for the weekend?" He was like, "Yeah, let's do it, Ben." I'm like, "All right, cool, we mobbing." But I was like, "Yo, first." I got stopped off in San Diego one time because this girl that I was chatting up, and she invited me into a party, and I was like, cool, you know what I mean? At the time, again, like me and Jamia just broke up. Me and Jamia broke up like right after college. I was separated from her for 10 years, and we're back together. Holla, right? But anyways, me and Jamia broke up. I was like, cool, like I'm surveying the field. I ain't been single an adult in my entire life. And I wasn't really single during college either, so I'm like making up for lost time. I'm thinking to myself, we pop on over to San Diego. Mind you, this girl is not black. She was like Arab or whatever it may be, and that was really an issue because when we were up in the house, we the only two black people in there, and we pull up. Everyone look turned around, look mad right away. They looking at us crazy. Someone pops up. I think someone comes up missing in the house. They think it's us. Right, and we were like, I'm over here like chanting up, getting my game on, you know, and I'm like, I'm not worried about your little trinkets, you know what I mean? I got the prize right here, I'm trying to bag, what you mean? So we gotta roll up out of there, cause it's getting hot and heavy, you know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, you gotta go, people getting mad. I'm like, all right, bump you, whatever. So that same night, we also gotta book it back to Irvine. We get to Irvine, and Benjamin invited us to like one of his girls' parties. We're not gonna say her name, cause she follow me, and I'm gonna post this pod. But like, but then she'll probably figure out who it is though. We go
as long as you don't say no names, you Gucci.
You know what I mean? No face, no case.
Only you'll know. Only you'll know, Shawty.
If there's no name and you speak on it, that's on you.
Right. All right. So we go to her spot. You know what I mean? Like, and it's wild. And I was like, yo, the lights are all off, and there's like a bunch of niggas in here and a bunch of Johns, and I'm like, yo, is this an orgy in here? Like, I'm really just tripping out right now.
It's a oasis.
And this is my first time hanging out with Ben on some college shit.
Yo, it was like,
that's what like,
right.
What is this nigga?
Right. I already figured out that Ben was like the man on campus already. You know what I'm saying? When I got to UCI, but like Stephon hadn't seen it. And I'm pulling up. I'm like, all right, this is like the Meg and Cardi sample. There's some whores in this house. It was getting wild. It was wild up in there, bro. And like, I'm probably missing my details. Stephon could feel it, but like I feel like at some point there was a fight that we almost got in. I had to pull Stephon back because Stephon a hothead, especially when we got a couple drinks in him, and I'm over here playing peacekeeper like chill.
That's not tight.
You know what I mean? That's not getting into it.
And there's some he said. There's some details he forgets. These niggas were disrespectful. There was chicks around, and these niggas would get disrespectful in the spot because they didn't know us. They knew Ben, but they didn't know me and Joe. And they said a couple things, and I caught them, and I let them go. And them niggas was getting more and more brass throughout the night. Yeah. So by the end of the night, I was like, look, man, hey, somebody tell this nigga, go outside. I'm going to fuck this nigga up. Like, that's what I'm saying. If some girls around, you know how niggas get when girls around, they know the girls, there's some new niggas around. They got lists, they got little stuff they saying for niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, these niggas, they think they got hoes. All right, nigga. All right, bro. Don't say nothing about me, bro. Now you talking about me, go outside. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what it was. So you can say, yeah, maybe I was hot-headed that night, but fuck them niggas.
But there's two things that I think one, it also reminded me that one, I really hate frat dudes. It reminded me because like,
agreed.
My thing with frat dudes is like I walk up to a party, there's beautiful women everywhere. Why y'all stopping the entire party so y'all can get your dance on? So y'all can two-step. Y'all can
be
dance.
Hoes doing that, bro.
And I feel that, and I get it. One, that means y'all attracting bird. That's okay. I can't say bird. Bird seems sexist. Y'all attracting the type of caliber of woman that I would not associate myself anyways. If you're here attracted by a dance, that's the first thing. Two, you know what I mean? I broke it out the way. It's too hot in here. Mm-hmm. Only energy I'm expending is the John that I'm trying to get her attention. Other than that, you just in the way. Get out the way.
I looked at it differently, but I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what they're doing, and
I get it.
I feel you, but you have to stop everything to do that. I know niggas right now that go to a club, they'll go dance for one chick and they'll take her to the crib. You're dancing for everybody in here trying to see who's messing with it. Come on, fam. Do this in the backyard. Dude.
I would use time like that to where if there's a girl that I've been talking to like throughout this party, I've been trying to get next to throughout this party, especially if I'm already next to you, when they break out into their song and dance, when they break into their dance, I'm already with you. This is my chance to throw the arm over the shoulder. This is my chance to come like get like or like not
unless,
really one-on-one.
Unless she's like, what they doing?
I never really ran into that.
I feel you.
That's the chance to like if she already know one of them, that's different. But chances are, if she been at the party spending the majority of her time around you and the crew that you went all night, when they break into that, she's not like she's finna be like, oh my God, one of the dancers.
See, that's a different situation. That's a different situation. If I know this chick and I've been dealing with her for some time now, that's one thing. She walk away from me, she done chose up.
I'm not even saying dealing with her for some time.
I'm talking about that night.
Okay.
If she choose up, she choose up.
That's the game.
But that's what I'm saying. Always. We pull up in a spot. We don't know anybody here. We're talking to some niggas, and now the Kappa niggas come through.
I didn't think
bro.
Cornballs, bro. By the way,
what are you niggas doing?
And before anyone sees this pod and goes, y'all must have lost a chick to a cat. I ain't never in my life lost one to one of y'all ever. My record is flawless. I retired from this game undefeated in video game boxing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm Floyd Mayweather, bro. I'm good. Yeah. I'm straight.
To be real, I don't even really remember ever, like, for lack of a better term, girls are not prizes or objects, but for lack of a better term, like, losing. Other than twice. Other than twice.
No,
but it's like even then that was like.
But we are in active competition. We're in the spot for the.
I've never lost, quote unquote,
big facts
in the moment.
Big facts.
Have me after the fact, like some like ex dude or whatever come do shit. That happens. And again, game is the game. You know what I mean? But never like in person. Like I really like, you know what I'm saying. Got it in, and then she was like, actually, yo,
I lost in the moment.
I have.
Ooh, pardon.
To a little Mexican homie. It was hot.
I had
to fade him.
That sounds racist.
It does.
Okay.
Shit, that's what
I have. But it was something that I could have.
You could have rebounded. You could have.
1000% rebounded. Don't get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like in that moment, could you have like took the lead again, swung the momentum back in your way?
I could have, but I'm never.
Like he stole the ball, but you could have poked it.
You know what I mean?
Right back.
I could have had a back tip, but I'm never that nigga. You made a choice.
Right.
You made a choice.
Right.
I'm never that nigga.
I'm not back.
Never.
On a more serious note, this is what I always tell like people like, yo, relationship advice. I'm like, look, because I believe a man should pursue. Like I believe as a man in this spot, like I should declare my interest and be like, yo, I like ya, I want ya, what's good, right? Mm-hmm. I think at that point, once you declare these intentions, if that woman don't give you that same energy back, move on, bro. Mm-hmm. You should never have to work and fight. In hindsight, being 2020, now that I'm older,
I don't want to say fight. I'm cool with maybe a little bit of work and some due diligence, but definitely not a fight. But if there's ever a situation, a situation where Shorty needed to make a choice and she didn't choose me, that was the end. But I put that on everything I love. It was like, okay, okay, cool. No matter how I felt about you, how bad I thought you was, you made a choice, go that way. Don't even think about coming this way.
I've been in this situation where, because I agree, I'm gonna declare where I'm at. You're not gonna have no questions about me.
And in the situation for me, I had been declared, and she made a choice. That's why. That's part of the reason why I was so cool, being like, all right.
No, and this is what I'm saying. I've been in that situation and then been like, I don't feel that same way, and then been like, and I've told y'all, she lying, bro. I don't know what she got going on, but she feels it.
Wifey call me.
You know what I'm saying?
What you gotta do, bro?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, wifey. Are we pausing? What you want to do?
No, we can keep going.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A few minutes left.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and go in the back.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. Wifey.
You wrapping up?
When we was like dating. Nah. What do you mean? That's what, like, when we were dating, like, I told her how I feel about her.
Oh yeah. We got. I'm
and she's like, I don't feel the same way as you. And I remember going home and telling Mike, I told her, bro. She said she don't feel that way about it. She lying, bro. She lying, bro. There's no way she don't.
And you're more patient than me in that situation, and it ended up working out for you because you have a great wife, you have an amazing relationship. Yeah. But I don't think
because of what she was going through at the time, how she felt about relationships and men and all of that stuff, she couldn't get out.
Yeah,
that feeling,
and I think,
it took some time for her to get to that place. But I was like, "There's no way."
I think
give me a break. I'd have blocked both our blessings because I'm just not that type.
Right, exactly. I'd have been like the same for me.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm like, God obviously wants me to move on. That's
no knocker.
Yeah, because it worked out for y'all. Y'all have a big relationship.
Absolutely.
Right,
but
y'all married.
That's why I said I would have blocked both our blessings because I would have just.
I'd be like, cool, bro.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah.
But that being said, I do really have to be out there. My wife just called me.
Yeah. We all understand the call. We all understand the call. That's not a game.
I might be the only one who turned that call down.
when they call and they wasn't supposed to, that's when it's like, get your ass.
She'll text me then. The follow-up call was like, yo, my nigga.
Yeah. You saw my text, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You responded, right? That wasn't like an option. I need you to get home.
Family Room Podcast.
Welcome to the Family Room Podcast.
Big facts. Yeah. I'm glad we got 4 out of 5 do-rags. I wasn't expecting that. I thought she'd be like 2 out of 5. You know what? Let me give y'all 3. I thought it'd be something like that. Like, you know what? Let me give y'all 3 because I messed with y'all.
Fuck with us.
To be real.
I judge everything. This do-rags all about the core content, right? So if I go to a restaurant and I don't care, the aesthetics are trash, the waiter was rude, whatever, that's fine. Is the food like smacking though? You know what I mean? If the food is smacking, I'm with it. That's what the do-rags is based on. The content is right. Everything else don't matter.
My God.
That's my boy.
Good to know. You got to get more active with your do-rag rankings, though. I miss seeing those.
I've been asleep.
I do miss
I've been asleep. I need to get back into my food bag. This ain't that time to really get into my editor bag. I have a whole alternative personality. Ashy Knuckles, Jalop Juwanna Man. You know what I mean? Some of my AKAs. You know what I mean? The Krusty Krab King. You know what I mean?
This nigga go on and on with his AK. We gonna let you get out of here so your wife. We gonna let you get out of here. We gonna let you get out of here so your wife don't get mad at you, man. Family Room Podcast, episode 58. I'm Mike Rome.
Stefan Rome.
Jesse Williams.
I'm Jotham. What's good?
Appreciate you falling through with us, bro. We out. Thanks for rocking with us.
Appreciate you, my guy.